Welcome back. This is episode 2 of Delta Green Convergence, assignment Groversville. It's been 2 weeks since our last session, so I'm going to provide a brief recap, then we'll let the players get into it. So, agents Herrera Peck, played by Spackley, forensic scientist Kamarov, played by Liz, physician, McMurdy, played by John, security contractor, and Palmer, played by Tom, anthropologist, were called to the FBI office in Knoxville, Tennessee, and met by Agent Derringer, who inserted a VHS cassette into a VCR, and on the TV, there was some grainy gas station footage of a young man, scraggly jeans, Metallica t-shirt, at a counter arguing with a clerk. He flashed his hand out and decapitated the man's head, ran off camera, ran on again with some medicine, and took some money from the register and ran off. You were told by Derringer that this is 18-year-old Billy Ray Spivey from Groversville, Tennessee. After a rampage of gas station robberies through 3 states, the FBI were called in. He was stopped only after agents put 4 bullet rounds into him. You learn from Derringer that some strange tissue was found in Spivey's body, in his arms and legs, some strange matter, maybe even call it proto-matter. And you were tasked with traveling to Groversville, investigating this strange substance, neutralizing the threat, and covering it up so that there wouldn't be some sort of mass hysteria. You headed to a green box about 40 minutes outside of Knoxville on the way to Groversville and picked up supplies, some pistols, a shotgun, some dynamite, and some nice whiskey. In Groversville, you spoke to Nancy Allen, Janie's mother. Janie was Spivey's girlfriend, who told you that Jane hadn't been home in a few days and that her husband, Ross, was on the board of aldermen. Nancy didn't seem too concerned about Jane's absence. You drove out to the reservoir where kids hung out at night. You drove past about 4 o'clock, didn't see anyone there, but McMurtry found some weed butts that he picked up and wanted to use to plant evidence of Billy Ray Spivey's supposed drug use. You spoke to Angel Spivey, Billy Ray's mom. Billy Ray returned after being missing for a couple of days. She explained how Billy Ray killed his father, ran from the house, but she also denied his drug use. You visited the reservoir at night and saw some teen boys and girls dancing to the Macarena, amongst other songs. They were drinking and smoking. Missy, one of the girls, gave you a card from a group called Phenomenex, which seems to be interested in UFOs. And finally, you spoke with the receptionist of Merle's Shut Eye, where you're staying, Phoebe, and she gave you a little bit of information about the town as well. You ended the night at the RR Diner, Double R Diner, where you were going to discuss the events of the session. Um, so in the diner, um, you hear some chatter. There's people eating and this and that, and you hear you take notice of a radio that's playing talk radio show, and this is what you hear. Joe, can you believe all this nonsense about UFOs over there in Groversville? Sound like crazy stories to get attention for a sad little hick town. You know it, Dan. Joe, we've got a call from Edith Hanover on the line. Put her through. Dan, you must believe me. It's true. I've seen it with my own eyes. Flashing lights, one of them space saucers and little green men. Sure, sure, Edith. You must take us for fools. Seems like you've been hitting too much of that bathtub gin. Ha, 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 ha. Just then, a waitress with a tall orange bouffant hairdo comes over to you. Um, and she said, "My lord, more of that UFO hogwash." Um, that guy Adams, the UFO guy's been poking around town asking about strange lights, and that other guy with the van and TV camera, just nonsense. Uh, I'm Flo Honeys. What could I get for you?
Coffee.
I'll also have a coffee, if you don't mind.
Sure, sure, dear. What could I get for you too? Looking at the others.
It's 96, right?
Yeah.
Damn. Search doesn't come out.
No Hobbit meal.
Search doesn't
Are you
come out
looking?
for a year.
Search.
Just get a chalky milky.
Aw, that's so cute.
I'll have a water.
I would get a coffee.
3 coffees coming up. You know, we do have some really great pie if you want to try some. I think huckleberries in season here.
Yeah, sure. Why not? That sounds good.
I don't know if huckleberries actually in season in September.
Okay.
I just made that up, but anyway.
It's
Oh.
not gonna make us see lights in the sky or anything. No?
Alamo, darling.
Yes, please. Yes.
I'll have a burger and fries.
All right. You want a milkshake with that? We do make a fine chocolate milkshake.
Just the water's fine, ma'am.
All right. And then she walks away. Table is yours.
Awful lot of people talking about UFOs out here.
Yeah.
I turn to the physician. What do you think? Some kind of mass hallucination?
Mass
Perhaps.
hysteria?
Reefer madness.
Could be.
Could be right.
Also could be. Or a mix of both and kidnappings of some sort, but doesn't necessarily explain Billy's unusual state.
Well, I don't think UFOs explain that either, right? I'm looking around, desperate for someone to go, right, UFOs don't explain any of that, but
It's
it
the
seems like
weed.
that's not happening.
Nope.
Oh God. Okay, so I'm, having another Virginia Slim.
Oh yeah, you can still
You
smoke.
can smoke inside.
Yeah.
Oh!
I didn't mention this. When Flo walks over, she's also smoking and she's holding her pad.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Sean's brain just
The-
broke.
The part of me that
It's
wants
Perkins, John.
people, the part of me that wants people to be like healthy and alive, it's like, okay, well that's good. But the part of me that's like a little nicotine goblin is like, oh yeah, I
Hell
want to smoke my
yeah.
cigarette at the diner.
yeah.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, it seems like the most important thing is to find Janie. I mean, regardless of what's going on, that seems important, right?
Yeah.
She is missing, and there are
it's-
weirdos in a van.
Feels like it would be the most information we can get is from her. Because so far as we've seen, nobody was with him when whatever happened.
Other than maybe her.
According to everybody's accounts, she was.
Mm.
So
And,
Maybe the same thing happened to her.
well, even if she doesn't know what happened with him, it sounds like she, based on that journal, is in a little bit of a tough spot too,
yeah.
regardless.
Could have been why they were chosen.
Vulnerable.
No, the baby.
Oh, the baby, yeah.
They're obviously doing modifications.
Still makes her vulnerable, though.
Well, I'm gonna say something in character, but it's not my perspective. But I think it's something McMurray would
Always
say.
good when you got to preface it like
I
that.
do have to preface it. Well, she is a young girl.
Vulnerable.
You're right, McMurray nods. He was doing a bit of misogyny. Okay, sorry. As a treat.
That's a
Um,
treat. Yeah.
I don't need the pie or the ice cream, ma'am.
A young, vulnerable girl who is also pregnant,
Pregnant
which
with
also
an alien
makes her...
baby.
No one said alien baby.
No, see, that's what I'm
I mean, that's
saying.
what I was thinking.
That's my
Yeah, that's what I'm
hypothesis.
thinking. I mean,
My hypothesis is they got him because they were trying to.
Impregnate?
No, I think.
This is not Dan to Dan.
No, I don't think they're impregnating
Is it?
her. I think she'd already handled that business of her own accord. I just think that maybe this early in the pregnancy, like if they're able to modify the kid that way, and he's far along in his gestation.
yeah, he's what, like 130 months now?
Yeah. Then who's to say what they were going to do with is the waitress in earshot, like, or is she coming back at this point, or because
Yeah, so at this point, she'd be bringing back the coffees.
just cut off the entire conversation very noticeably.
You've also
Yeah,
got one of those, remember old in diners used to have the jukeboxes. You press the numbers, you put a coin in, and you could play music as well at your individual booth.
This place is pretty fancy.
Merle spares no expense. I know his name isn't on this place, but he probably owns it. It's just...
Does he? I asked the waitress.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't think so. It's one of the only places Merle does not own.
Well, and I'll kind of raise my glass of water just for no reason and say, to Merle.
Sure. And whoever actually owns here.
Herrera just looks perturbed. Can you remind me what the year is?
1996.
6.
1 year before the surge.
Sorry, buddy.
A few minutes later, Flo comes back with the Huckleberry Pie with a la mode for Palmer and the burger for McMurtry. There's her cigarette, has precariously long ash on it. She's dangling it over the burger, ready to hand it to you, and puts it down for you. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy.
You have a lot of those UFO weirdos coming in here.
Coming in here. I mean, there's that yeah. I mean, yeah. There's that the Adams guy, that UFO guy come in some. You have some food, and then I did see that what was that Phenomenex guy?
Oh yeah, that weird name.
And yeah, like a couple of them come in there. One of them with the with the TV camera. I made him leave that out in the van though. They just got some food.
Probably smart, yeah. People just started seeing those UFOs out of nowhere. Weird.
I don't believe in that UFO nonsense. It's making Groversville seem like such a hick town.
You think?
I don't believe in any of that stuff. I just think that I don't know. I don't know what to think. It's nonsense.
You think those Phenomenex paying people to stir this up?
I mean,
It's
possible.
footage?
Just you know how it is with that.
Were they here first?
With the TV Inside Edition and all that nonsense. It's just
Hard copy.
hyping up. Yeah, like that there. Hyping up stuff just to make the money.
Sorry, I know you got other things to do. It's so interesting to me how people kind of all latch on to this UFO thing. Did those Phenomenex show up like really quickly once people started reporting this stuff, or they take a while?
It took them a little bit, but yeah, they got
Hmm.
here. And the other guy, the other guy, the UFO guy, they call him. He's been here for about 3 weeks,
The UFO guy. What a name,
poking around,
right?
poking around. I think he said his name was Adams.
Yeah. I think he's handing out cards, harassing people.
Well, no, that's
Man, I
Frank
think.
Furicola.
Yeah, that's the
No, they're all
Phenomenex.
same.
That's the Phenomenex guy above the
Yeah,
table.
Yeah, they're all.
Adams is something different.
Yeah, there's Adams, and then there's Phenomenex slash.
So
Correct,
is Adams handing out cards too?
Not for
No.
Phenomenex because he's doing his
Okay.
own individual investigation.
But he's not handing out cards
Right. He's just kind of
at all.
I would
interrogating
show up.
people. It sounds like he's a bit more interrogative, whereas the Phenomenex guy, it's like, some questions and cards, right? Is that fair to say,
And
Andy?
and
Yes,
neither
that
of
is fair to say.
and so in character, like neither of them are locals.
Correct.
No, they're not from Groversville. We're such a small town. We know everybody here. That they come from outside. I think they just come to stir up trouble, like I said, and make money at our expense. We're like the butt of a joke. You heard that? You heard that radio? That guy.
That radio station isn't from here, is it?
No,
From
it's
town over with
from
college?
down about the other county. Yeah, over there. A couple town over, bigger town.
I grew up in a small town too. I understand how it is with the gossiping back and forth.
Now, you said that it's probably not UFOs, but like in your expert opinion, it sounds like you're pretty knowledgeable of the ins and outs of the town. What would you say it is?
Well, say what? What? I mean, I haven't seen any flashing lights.
Oh, I'm not saying
And
you
it,
did, ma'am. I'm saying people said they did. Now,
Mhm.
if you don't think that that's on the level, then maybe it's a bunch of kids or
It could
people.
be,
Maybe they're
could be.
doing drugs or drinking up there at the reservoir or whatever.
I mean,
Sound about right?
young folks can get up into trouble.
They sure can.
They can get into trouble, and maybe they drink a bit too much, and they see that they think they see something, but it's not really there.
Right.
There haven't been a highway installed recently, has there?
Oh no, we just have the county roads.
Just
Hell
checking.
freeze over before they put a highway through here, right?
Yeah, we don't want that. It's too much. Too much. We're like a small
Much
town.
noise.
Might be worse than UFOs, right?
Mm.
This pie is phenomenal.
Oh, that's great. I'll go tell Joan, who makes our pies. You said that. She'll be right pleased. And then she walks away.
Well, I guess the question is, where do we go to next tomorrow? Some people said Janie might be over at the college, but being there for 3 full days does seem a little strange to me. And I teach at a college, so
You would know, wouldn't you?
I don't want to be there a whole day, let alone 3.
Well, we can start there to do a little digging and see if anyone has a lead. And of course, we can continue our kind of strategic sharing of the theory that it may be, reefer madness, for lack of a better term.
Always that reefer madness.
I'm just wondering who's bringing it into Groversville. Colombians?
Herrera looks awkward.
Is it being grown locally? There's a lot of
It
questions.
could be those Phenomenex for all we know.
Could be them bringing it in, selling it. You'll see aliens, kids.
Getting people all riled up.
Shakes it.
I'm not business.
He shakes his head and says, tomorrow morning, college or university, come back around the afternoon, noon, grab a bite to eat, unless they've got something really nice over on the campus, and then for the
Probably
rest
not.
for the rest
Can't
of the
sleep
day,
all.
we're gonna focus on trying to kind of catch these inquirers out, unless we run into them tonight. But
Okay.
see if we can't find where they're gonna haunt, who they're gonna pester, and just be among their number that they talk about or talk to.
So we're going to. Oh wait, what's?
The only place for anyone to stay in town is Merle's Shut Eye.
Yeah, we got our rooms there already.
So anyone from outside the town would have to stay in Merle's Shut Eye.
Wait, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to the community college? Is that what we're doing? Is that on one of these maps or no?
It's outside
It
of
was the
town.
town over.
Yeah.
It's
Not
outside.
on one of the maps.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool. So we're heading to the Shut Eye.
Yep, heading back after the food.
Gonna linger though for as long as we can.
Yeah.
At the diner?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're coming here often, so maybe they'll come here for dinner or, a nightcap or something. A cup of coffee at God knows
How long-
latest.
How long do you stay? How long do you stay?
When does it close?
Let's see. Let's say it closes at 11 p.m.
If that's fine with everybody else. If not, we can leave earlier.
I think 11 is reasonable.
So you stay for like maybe an extra hour is probably maybe 9 when you arrive. You stay for a couple of hours, and yeah, nothing.
Okay. Back on down to the
Shut up.
shut eye.
And we give the waitress like a really generous tip.
Oh, that's so sweet, darling. Come back anytime.
I think McMurdy is the type to tip exactly 20%.
So like Herrera would see you tip exactly 20%,
Yes.
and then Herrera would add in like an extra
Okay.
couple bucks or whatever.
I thought we were gonna have a Reservoir Dogs moment. That'd have been kind of cool. Anyway,
You go back to your individual rooms, and do you do anything before you go to sleep, or is that just sort of end the day?
just because security specialist and obviously my brain's there, but I'm assuming that there are 2 conjoined rooms and then 2 conjoined rooms across the hall. So we've kind of blocked out a block of the rooms if it's like.
Oh yeah, with there's like those doors between them that kind of
Yeah.
have the lock. Yeah.
Unless this is you said it's a motel or a hotel.
It's a motel.
Okay, then just 4 straight across the strip then.
Probably. Yeah. Okay, that's
side by
fine.
side.
Mhm.
And then I'd probably want to take like one of the 2 center rooms just so I have quick access to any of the other agents.
Given Palmer's general inability to sleep well, I think I will kind of look out the window up the sky, maybe walk around a little bit before eventually passing out for a little bit, just seeing if I can see any spooky lights.
Oh, okay. So you want to see? So tell me exactly what you're doing.
So since Palmer has some issues that prevent sleeping easily, he'll probably spend if these are those kind of motel rooms that have the curtain that is basically a giant window to the parking lot, etc. Probably an hour or two just kind of hanging out near there, looking out, and then possibly after that going out into the parking lot and maybe walking up and down the street to kind of try and wind down, which is a great thing to try and do right after having coffee at midnight.
Well, you could have decaf.
Why would I do that?
I
We
don't
know
know.
he did not. We know he didn't have decaf.
Let's see what we got here.
So definitely trying to eventually get a few hours of sleep, but there will be a lot of time wandering around, sitting up, looking outside, etc. Because if people are seeing lights all the time, maybe I can validate that.
Okay, so you're out there for a good while, but you do not see anything.
If I think one other thing might be looking in the general direction of the reservoir. I mean, obviously, I can't see the reservoir from here, but seeing if it looks like there are lights in the wooded area, etc., that can be seen from down here, assuming
You're
it's
not
also
going to see it from
nearby.
here. Yeah, there are two. Yeah, it's too great a distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much city light pollution, probably. All right.
Anyone else doing anything before I go to bed? We heard from McMurdy and Palmer. Nope.
Can't hear you. Hear me.
It was a nope.
I know.
Herrera.
I think I'm just reviewing my notes, kind of pushing Polaroids around on my kind of makeshift, mystery board or whatever, then at the bed.
Okay. Okay. So you wake up on day 2. What time do you wake up? What do you do?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. Early bird.
Work out, and then go find food.
Yeah,
Are you,
same.
are you all up at the same time?
Fuck no. They're gonna have to come pound on my door to wake my ass up after I finally fall asleep.
I
Okay,
think
so
like
go ahead.
6:30 for me.
Yeah, I think
A
between
little bit of a
6 and
sleep in.
6:30.
So would it be safe to say that the three of you then probably would sort of meet up outside of your rooms around 6:30ish? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're trying to find maybe if there's continental breakfast being served.
Or at least like coffee.
Well, like a Danish or an apple or something.
Hotels typically don't do that shit. I was looking for a vending machine with Funyuns.
Did you say a vending machine with onions?
Funyuns.
Funyuns.
Oh,
Funyuns,
Funyuns! Oh my
Funyuns.
god, I'm so
Or some
wow.
handicap pot fries.
Like I know what Funyuns are. I
Have
don't
a
know
little
why I
So
would.
the
fun.
three of you exit your motel rooms, and you can't help but notice a black Phenomenex van in the parking lot.
Oh, nice.
I'm just gonna assume I have the Funyuns by this point. So I'm just standing outside my motel room, just staring at
So
it.
as soon as you both come out, like maybe like 2 minutes later, out of the back of the van, rolls so two men come out, one with a microphone, one with a camera, and they run up to you, and put the microphone in your face and say, "Frank Carancola, Phenomenex, we believe you." And then he says, "Heard you're around town asking about strange lights.
I think McMurdy.
What do you know? What are you hiding?"
McMurdy has his hand on his pistol, and is looking at them and very clearly displaying the fact that his hand is on a pistol.
Are you law enforcement?
Oh no, don't call.
Don't call him a
I
cop.
shoot him. I'm kidding.
No.
Oh god.
Everybody wakes up to a crack. Yeah, that wakes
Yeah,
Palmer up.
We've been hearing about you around town, agents asking about Russia UFO abductions and such. What can you tell our viewers? What do you know? The world needs to know.
Is it just him or is it us
There's
too?
there's a cameraman. There's a camera in your face.
I say
But I
to,
mean, like, is it just like
Just the two of them.
I say
Is
to
that what you're
him.
Okay.
asking, Liz?
Go ahead. Sorry, Liz.
just McMurdy, or is it?
No, so the three of them are outside. The three of you are outside the motel, like sort of congregating, and that's when they sort of
Oh,
come out of the
okay.
van and rush up to you with the camera and the microphone, sort of ambushing you, basically. You know?
Okay, so Herrera and Kamarov are out there as
Right.
well.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's where I was confused.
Sorry, I wasn't clear about that.
No, it's all good.
We're in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. The one-party consent state.
Oh, well, we're asking because we don't know. There's people who've been missing, and
We don't have to talk to them. I
it
would say
doesn't mean that there's aliens. It's more than likely drug use.
That's what you'd like us to believe.
I don't care what you believe.
Oh, this dude's 100% getting weed planted on him.
We care about the people here in this community. It sounds like already the effects of illicit marijuana use have really harmed people's people's minds. Who knows what kind of depravity this kind of excessive drug use could lead to. you know Today aliens, tomorrow what? Communism. It's dangerous.
That was so good. Oh my god.
I would say to him,
You-
do you mind if we search your van? Because we're suspicious of there being drug trafficking, and you are a
Do I
suspect that
mind
has
if
been.
you search? Do I mind if you search my van? That is my property, sir. I'm an American. I have rights under the U.S. Constitution. You and your jackboot thugs trying to come in here and intimidate me, get me off the truth, tell me that it's a bunch of drugs rather than what we know. We know, we've been talking to people. It is the UFOs. We believe.
I'm good friends with the sheriff, and so I could probably get a warrant drawn up.
Oh, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you're friends with the sheriff and those aldermen, and you got everybody in your pocket, and you can make everybody try to believe exactly what you want, but I'm not buying it.
Well, you
You have
denied
proof?
you denied my request to legally search your vehicle, so I will have to go get a warrant, and we'll seize your property once we've drawn that warrant up.
I'm not. We're not afraid of you. And then he sort of steps away from you three and starts walking back to the van. The camera's still on him. Says, "You heard it here, folks. These thugs are trying to intimidate us. Use the law
And
as a
these drug
cudgel.
users are trying to malign us for doing our job, and they're probably selling to the kids that they're exploiting for your video show."
And then
We'll see you later
he goes
today.
he goes like this to the cameraman, and he turns to you and he goes, "Fuck you, cop." And then they get into the van and drive away.
Shoot his tires!
There
Shoot his tires!
There is a True Lies moment. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but like he's in the car talking to this guy who's talking about like how hot his wife is in like a very explicit way, and then he like smashes his face, like blood flies everywhere. But it's just like a dream. It's like a daydream. That is happening. I am killing this guy in my mind.
In your head, got it. In your brain, you're killing him in
Yes.
5 different ways
Yeah.
with your
Oh yeah.
Navy SEAL training. Got it. Got it.
No,
Typical male toxicity.
As a treat.
As a treat. We had the misogyny.
Treat.
Now the toxicity.
As a treat. Could all of hold on a second. I'm just doing a thing. Pardon me while I figure this out.
Hopefully McMurdy goes through all the other Britney Spears versions of masculinity. We had toxic masculinity. We can have,
You're toxic. Yeah, I see where you're going.
yeah.
Could you all please make an alertness roll?
Oh,
Actually, just the
fuck.
3 of you that are
Yeah, I was
outside.
gonna say I failed because
You fail. You're sleeping.
Auto
Yeah.
fail.
Yeah.
I willingly Do not roll that die.
I rolled a success.
I won't roll it.
That is a serious.
Failure.
I'll let it ride because my sheet's not opening. Go ahead.
That's okay. You're
Dan's
so
probably fantasizing about
so
murder.
keyed up that you're not really paying attention to anything but the bloodlust in your mind, right? Okay,
100%.
got it. So
Oh,
what
no.
Herrera Peck, kind of the more rational and observant one of them, notices is that in one of the nearby rooms, there's like some cloth that's sticking out from under the doorway.
In one of the rooms?
So in one of the motel rooms. So there's
Oh.
what you see basically a long row of motel room doors.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they came out of 3 adjoining ones. There's one that Palmerston still, but in one of the rooms nearby, there's some cloth sticking out from under the door.
Is it 1 story or 2 story?
Yes, it's one story. One story. It's not a big thing.
So, I clock that. I look and I notice that, like, John's character is, oh my god, I'm sorry, my mind is so burnt out. John, what is your character's name?
Tree.
McMurdy. McMurtry.
You're
McMurdy.
muted, John. You're muted, John.
McMurdy.
McMurdy.
I'm sorry, white people names are really hard. And
Good for you.
so I
Says
just
the
kidding.
person with the hyphenated name. You don't start with me.
I know. I'm
No.
kidding.
All right.
So
You didn't
So
get that joke.
I noticed that you are like going like "Arr," right, like kind of turning into like a little angry bulldog or something, and then there's the doctor Kamarov on the side probably is looking at you like, "Dude, are you okay?" And so I like kind of like nudge McMurdy and kind of tug on Kamarov and go, "That's weird. What is that about?" And I'll guide your attention to that. Does it look like the door's closed or
Oh, it's
ajar?
closed. Yeah, it's definitely closed.
But it's like sticking out from the bottom.
A little bit of cloth is sticking out from beneath it.
Is it white, gray, colorful?
It's white.
So like a sheet.
Could be. If you go, you can examine it further if you want to closer.
Yeah, I am.
Probably
Is
go
it
over.
bloodstained?
It's like a towel. It's like a towel has been partially wedged under the door.
Oh, okay. I wonder who is staying in this one.
Well,
I'm gonna
You-
go find out.
you do know that the young lady you talked to last evening, Phoebe, works at the front desk.
hmm
Phoebe. Okay.
So I'm gonna go into the front desk and ask who's staying in the room that has the
Yeah. So
towel
Phoebe's
sticking out.
there. She again, she's like maybe in her late teens or early 20s at the most. She looks extremely bored. She's reading some sort of, I don't know, People magazine or whatever kind of magazine, such like that. You see that there nearby is a pot of what looks like fresh coffee, and there is a vending machine that does in fact have Funyuns in it. Um,
But one less.
one less. And what do you say to her?
Morning, Phoebe. I was
Oh,
on my
hey.
way to come down and see if you had some coffee, but we noticed
Yep.
that there was a towel sticking out from, just gonna say room
Say whatever room you want.
16,
Oh, huh. That is
out
strange.
from under the door.
Okay.
Do you know who's
Uh,
staying there?
um, and she would say, you're one of those agents, right?
Yes.
I guess I could tell you then. And then she looks through her. She looks like through a little paper book of people who have checked in and whatnot. And she said, "Oh yeah, that's registered to Mr. Scott Adams." But sometimes then she like looks into you real close and she kind of gives you a smile. But sometimes around here they call him that UFO guy. And she kind of gives a
Oh,
smirk.
I think we've heard about this Adams guy. What do you know about him?
Oh,
Is he a nice guy or?
I mean, he checked in a couple weeks ago. He kind of mostly seems to keep to himself. Um, I haven't heard much from him in recent days. I mean, his bill's all paid up. Um,
So you haven't seen him recently?
no, I haven't seen him in several days. Um,
Well, that's concerning. Well, I'm gonna go tap on his door and might see if you can let us in just to do a wellness check on him later if we don't
a
hear anything
wellness
from him.
check. Oh, okay. Oh my. Yes.
Just it's strange we didn't see the towel there yesterday, or maybe it was. We just didn't notice. It was dark when we
Well,
got
you came
back,
in when it was dark. Yeah.
but certainly strange for a towel to be sticking out. So just gonna go back and see. Is coffee free or what I
Oh
need to
yeah,
do
you'll
to?
help yourself. And there's some of that. Yeah, that. What is the powder non-dairy creamer called? That horrible stuff.
Coffee mate.
Coffee
Coffee.
me.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
Yes.
Sorry.
Like your style, Palmer. You're dreaming about the
Come
right
on.
shit.
Gotta stay awake somehow.
No, not for
Wow.
us.
She'll
Not for
pour
us.
herself a cup and then go out to the others.
Hmm.
Uh, so found out Adams is supposed to be staying in that room.
Hmm. Should probably check on him.
Yeah, she hasn't heard anything from him in a few days, so
Oh, we should definitely
gonna
check on him.
yeah, I said we might need her to open the door for us for a little wellness check. Um, but tap on it first, you know. So she'll go over and knock on the door.
I'll kind of stick close.
No answer.
Mr. Adams.
Hi-
Hello.
Nope. Nothing.
Check her watch.
I would try the door.
It's locked.
Well, I guess we're gonna need old Phoebes to open the door for us then.
Seems like it.
I'll get her. I'll
Alright.
run and grab Phoebe.
And so she will walk with you and she'll grab a ring of keys and she was like, "Oh my, this is very, very, I guess, disturbing, but also exciting." And she's like chewing gum and she's twisting it around her finger as she's walking with you. And she says, "Oh, I wonder what's going on in there." And then she hands you the keys and she sort of stands with her arms crossed, like maybe 10 feet back from the door, just kind of like peeking in.
How old are you, Phoebe?
19.
Okay.
Old
You know,
enough.
you never know what's gonna be on the other side of a closed door. So I think it's best if you step kind of look away while we check. Okay.
Oh.
Mind if I go first?
Yeah, and you see her look away, but then she's kind of
Okay.
trying to catch it with her eye.
Yeah,
Mind if I go first?
be our guest.
Skin that smoke
Yeah.
wagon. Step in the door. Check my corners. Make sure there's nothing behind the door. Checking the
So
area.
so when you breach the room, it's dark. There are no lights on, and the first thing that you notice is a bad odor. It doesn't smell right. Um,
I've smelled death before.
Smells like alien
there's
coochie.
a kind of
Like a dead
rank
person.
There's a kind of a funk to it. Yeah, McMurtry, you would probably recognize that smell. Yes.
Doesn't sit well with the Funyuns, so I'll be honest.
Oh
Oh,
God!
Ooh.
So much for breakfast.
Maybe make sure it's not the Funyuns. I mean, we don't know how long they were in that vending
McMurdy.
machine. There's not a high traffic area
Sure,
here.
sure. McMurdy's so masculine. He's so masculine. When he throws up, he doesn't like keel over or like yerk. It just he stands straight like.
Oh God!
JK. So, pistol
The
flashlight,
room is
Now on
the room
the
is
floor.
darkened. The room is dark.
pistol flashlight, but then also kind
Yeah.
of check the wall for the switch. And
Yeah,
then,
there's a switch.
okay, if the light turns on, then yeah, I'll examine the room after the light's on.
Yep. So if you look in the room, you see that it seems to be in disarray. Some clothing is folded up neatly on a table, while others are tossed in a corner. There's junk food containers littering the floor. On the bed rests a portable Macintosh PowerBook plugged into the wall.
I'm going
I was
to
certain you were gonna say a dead body.
I'm going to pop back and like hand my phone to whoever's closest and say, "Call the sheriff. Tell him to bring a meat wagon." And then I'll go back into the space and start searching more deeply into other I'm assuming it's like a bathroom, main room.
There's a
Closet.
there's a main room, and then towards the back there's a bathroom, and that door is ajar.
Okay. And is there a closet as well in this space?
There's a closet.
I'll
Mhm.
check that, and then I'll move to
I'll
the
give him-
bathroom if it's.
There's really
I'll make the call, by the way.
Wait, what's a power book?
It's a laptop.
it is an old original, like it's like a brick. It's very
Okay.
thick, but it's
It's
one of the earlier laptops that
Okay, so
Macintosh
I know what I know what that is, right?
I mean, I would say of everybody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're going to be the one who's the most familiar with these things.
Okay.
Okay, so you open the door to the bathroom. And in the bathtub, you see a body of a man in his mid-30s, heavy set, curly black hair, bushy beard. Um, the It's bloody. The tub is full of bloody water. He is wearing boxer shorts and a T-shirt that says Knoxville FantasyCon 1989. And he seems to have splashed wrists.
Oh.
McMurdy will surveil the scene, but once he's cleared the space, he's going to holster his weapon. I think that his first initial search is for the device that would have slashed his wrists. Whatever implement was utilized.
It would probably be there near
You
him.
don't see anything on the floor.
In
But
the-
what you do notice, though, is something odd. There is a bulge on the top right of Adam's head with whitish tissue about 3 inches in diameter with no hair upon it.
Oh,
Bulge
what?
does not look like human tissue.
Does it look like other tissue?
Does it look like other tissue? Yeah.
Like the tissue from the guy? The
Neomorph.
Okay, secure the evidence. I'll when the sheriff gets here, just tell him to clear the area, make sure we have space. We're gonna move the body into the meat wagon. We'll take it off their hands, and I think the best thing that we can do is probably drive this back to Knoxville.
So also in the room, who else is with you in the room at this? Are you still sleeping, Palmer?
Nobody came to wake me up. I'm still out.
Yeah, he's still out. We haven't.
Jeez, you're missing all
haven't
the
gone
fun.
I'm missing all the potential sanity rolls, is what I'm doing.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Why don't
No!
you all make a sanity roll? I'm gonna give a bonus to McMurtry because of his acclamation to violence.
You think I
Jesus.
fucking need your bonus?
Whoa. Okay.
Wait. Why are we doing sanity rolls? We
'Cause
we
you
haven't
just-
seen it
Oh no, yeah, you came in, right? Or
I
no?
would have gone in.
If you
all
haven't
the
been
way
in
into the bathroom.
if you haven't been into the bathroom, you don't need to make the sanity roll.
I am not going in
Oh,
the
then
bathroom.
I didn't.
Yeah, I would have explained that
I
there's a
guess
dead
I-
body in there.
Rolling
I mean,
1d1.
I figured I would have gone in though.
So the body is not visible from the room. The body would be visible in only the bathroom. My
That's correct.
presumption is McMurdy wouldn't allow people to pass him unless they were
Okay.
forcing themselves past him. So if you want to get in there, you can. I'm willing to let you take that 89 and botch it. I'm cool with that. But I think,
So
yeah,
I'm good.
so like in my mind, what I'm seeing is like McMurdy goes into the bathroom, is like, hold up, everybody, we got a body in here. Call the sheriff.
Great impression.
And then Kamarov is right behind, not all the way in the bathroom, and it's like, oh
Mhm.
shit,
yeah,
I gotta
probably
call the
just
sheriff.
Take cell phone.
And then I'm behind her, and so I haven't made it all the way. I haven't
Okay.
even made it in the.
I would gesture for Herrera and say, "There's some stuff inside of the bedroom area. Mind the smell. Just go ahead and clear all the evidence. Anything that you can grab,
Okay, so I'm grabbing the power book, and what else?
whatever else Andy said." Sorry, I was,
Andy, what else? What else?
Oh, so what you notice, Sapackley,
Power
if
book
you're
and cord.
I'm sorry?
Power book and cord. And
Yeah,
then?
so what you see is it's plugged into the wall, and then there's a phone cord that's plugged into the computer and into the phone jack in the room. The phone jack has been taken out of the telephone, and this is plugged into the wall.
Very
Wow.
underground.
Okay, my brain is so burnt out. So like, I'm just in my mind, I just see this like tangle of wires and jacks everywhere, and so I have no idea what you're saying. So
Okay,
He's
okay. So,
saying he
let me
connected
break
to
it
his
down for you.
Juno mail.
You're gonna have to
Okay.
think back to. Well, you're not gonna. I'm thinking back to 1995 when I was downloading the Doom demo overnight on my dial-up modem
okay.
with my computer plugged into the computer the plugged into the phone jack.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, I
Yeah, yeah.
remember
Okay.
that. Okay.
So there's that, and then there's a power cord that's giving it
Mhm.
electricity. There's just two cords, not that complicated.
Okay.
Power
Oh,
and
okay.
and
He
phone.
took it out of the phone and put it in the
The
Power and phone.
laptop,
Power and phone.
the laptop is connected to the phone jack.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Think
It's
modem.
connected to
Think
the
modem.
internet, basically. Okay. So, or I would know that. I think through my profession.
You
So
would
I'm gonna
totally know that.
pack up the all the cords and the power book, and I'm moving it into my room.
Okay. Sounds good. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
I am just doing my best to examine the crime scene. It does.
Tell me what that means. What does that mean?
Sure. So I am again first investigating for the killing implement. You said I don't see it. I would check the water. It probably wouldn't.
Okay, so you stick your hand into the
Oh,
bloody
no.
tub water?
Not yet.
Oh.
Not yet. Not
Yeah.
yet. That will happen, but yeah. So I would say that once I've hear Herrera's done in there, I say just hand me a pillowcase, and then secure the pillowcase. Grab the body by the dangling wrist, yank it the fuck out.
Okay, so when you touch the body,
Oh, do I die?
well, actually, we're gonna take things in slow mo. Okay.
Yeah, I love that.
So what happens is you hear like a gurgling sound in the tub,
Oh, I punch him.
and then you hear something almost like through the pipes of the bathroom, and then there's like this slurping sound, and you see some tendrils of tissue shoot out towards you
Oh, great.
and knock the gun out of your hand.
Oh, I'm not holding a gun.
Okay, then striking at you.
Okay.
I will allow you to try to make a dodge roll.
That's going to be a failure.
Yeah, so you are going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage
All right.
as the sort of the proto matter tissue makes a large gash in your chest,
Okay.
um,
I'm going to back the fuck
and then
off.
retreats back, and then you hear a slurping sound, and then the water drains out. It suddenly drains down into the tub.
Okay. I'm going to
So
What
it
the hell are
seems
you
like the
doing
matter
in there?
has struck you and retreated down into the pipes, allowing the water to go down as well.
Gotcha.
And then you see the bulge on his head disappear.
Still holding the pillowcase. My plan was to cover up his head so that the bulge wouldn't be seen.
Now you make a sanity roll.
Oh, another one? I already did.
No, this is that.
Can
New
I use the
one.
last one? 'Cause you
New
said-
trauma.
I'm gonna actually hold on a second. I'm gonna give you a minus 20 penalty on this one.
Yeah, I failed.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna
Damn.
lose 3 sanity.
I just feel like I'm being bullied. Is all.
Now you know what it's like, pal.
I mean, anybody who was doing what
Andy,
you're doing. would be in the same
Andy.
situation.
I do not care.
Now you know what it's like, John.
Legitimately, it's totally chill. I'm not serious. So, his head, the area was, you said, hairless, right? And it like
So there was like this hairless white
cyst,
flesh, like
effectively,
bulging out of his head.
Yeah,
like a
that's
cyst.
what
Like
I was
a little bit.
imagining.
And then
Yes.
when it like deflated, like is there any remnant of that, or is it just like whoop back
Let's
to
say
head?
that there would almost be like a slight depression. Like there
Dope.
wouldn't be a hole in his head.
Yeah.
So if you were to talk it over with Kamarov, she
Oh.
might have an opinion about that.
She's definitely the first person I'm thinking about. But after taking the cut to the chest, I'm going to kind of back off, kind of like use the pillowcase to kind of very quickly kind of split it in half, wrap it around my torso to kind of cover up the gash, and like apply pressure. And then I would kind of investigate the area, but pistol out, kind of focused on like the tub. And I'm very just simply trying to secure the body and pull it out and then get it wrapped up and outside.
Right, and you would find box cutter on the bottom of the tub.
It's terrible. Yeah, so again, once I've kind of secured that evidence and that, again, mind's racing mile a minute. I think I have a good idea of what happened here, but I would secure the deceased's body and
I have
kind
a
of
question.
get it out of the bathtub.
Did you fail your sanity roll?
Yeah, I just
Yep.
lost 3 points of sanity. I have a shit ton.
Oh, that's what happens. You lose sanity points. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
What do you think this is, cult?
Wait, so I have. Well, I don't know. What do I have? I think I have like 0 sanity points. Does that mean I'm
No,
just?
that's not true. You
not
have
right.
to have sanity.
I should have. So I start with 99, right?
That's your maximum. That's the maximum you can have.
But then it just resets to 0.
I started.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong.
My current is 70.
Yeah, we're not going to worry too much about your totals, but you all have sanity. You're fine. If anything,
For
I would say that
now.
probably McMurtry has the lowest sanity because of his probably trauma from the past.
I had a 60. I'm at 57 of 60, or 57 of 99.
Okay.
So after all of that's like happening and Kamarov's on the phone, she's just gonna kind of like cover the phone, like the speaker, not the speaker, the microphone with her hand and be like, what the hell is going on in there?
Yeah, I would. I mean, get the body out and like
you would see if he comes out, you would see that there's blood all down, sort of coming through his shirt,
Mhm.
like in a line.
Did you try and kill yourself too?
Just hold on a second. Hold on a second. I would check out the box cutter and I would check out the drain. Is it like one of those hair catching drains, or is it like a wide open just tube?
It's one of those pop things that pops down and out. So
Oh, even
Ooh,
narrower.
fancy.
Well, again, the main thing for me is like narrow. So whatever it is was coming out in cords, not coming out in a solid tendril.
Mm.
Which means it can pretty much get through anything. There's no safe passage or safe barricade. Okay, so then once I've done that, I'd step outside and I'd look at her to see that she's secured everything. Then I'd look at Kamarov. When I attempted to move the body to check for the implement, and I would gesture towards my slightly bloody chest, I was struck by an entity. It appeared to be made out of the same tissue matter that our target was made out of, or turning into. There was a bulb on the head of the individual that appeared to be made out of it as well, or distended and kind of weirdly like a yarn ball inside his flesh. And it vanished into the drain immediately after the.
We say that I returned to the room when you say like it vanished into the drain,
Well,
and I'm
no,
coming back, putting
yeah.
away the power book.
Okay, okay. You went outside to drop off the power book? Okay.
Yeah, I went to my room and I put it away.
Gotcha. So then
Wait, what went in the drain?
it,
And then you tell me.
I tell you the same thing.
Okay. Just re-traumatizing you every time.
No, it's
Just
fine.
hemorrhaging sanity. Okay.
Sure. No, I mean, it's not here right now, so I'm okay.
Explanation for every point.
An ear.
So, I'd say the main issue is that it's in the drains.
Have you been smoking marijuana? You don't smoke marijuana, right?
He did have it on him yesterday.
Honestly, if that helps play the narrative, I will admit to it and take whatever time is required, but I want to make sure that I'm very serious with you here. This isn't a joke. I'm explaining to you in the most cold and measured way that I can what happened.
I look at Kamarov like using like gay telekinesis. Like, is this
What's that?
or gay telepathy? Like, is this? Is he crazy? Like, is this what?
Yes,
So,
gaykinesis.
yeah. So let me get this straight. You went in there. Dead Adams. And he had a lump on his head,
Mm-hmm.
which does not exist anymore. And it was like a tendril thing that came out of it.
So you remember the tissue that we they said the kid's muscles were becoming?
Mm.
It's very similar in kind to that.
So it's like a parasite.
Could be. The
You examine the body, Kamarov?
Do I examine the body?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I'll make it more kind of like presentable in the space, and also secure the box cutter and kind of set that on the sink.
So if you examine the body, you do notice the indentation on the forehead where there was previously a bulge. But you'll also notice that on the right ear, if you turn the head to the side, there's this kind of a residue of this white, bloody kind of substance that you could surmise was the proto matter escaping from the body.
Mm. So it was trying to. Does it look like it was trying to escape from the body or enter the body from that way?
Well, based on what McMurdy tells you, he heard like a slurping sound, and the drains kind of cleared and the water went down
Yeah.
quickly. So it sounds like it was leaving.
So it was leaving from that
Mhm.
orifice.
So something popped out and struck him in the chest
Okay.
and went back in down the drain and is gone.
Are there any other exit wounds? I guess the best
No.
way.
No.
Yeah. So got it. It wasn't in.
And that's close to where the cyst was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it definitely looks like something left from there. The police are on their way. She did call.
Okay.
Very strange and gross.
I know that we're trying to, so out of character, I know that we're trying to care, like the part of me that's like investigative, it's like, oh, we need to take pictures,
Mhm.
for the mystery board. But the part of me that's like, oh wait, we're supposed to be trying to like bury this. It's like, well, we wouldn't take pictures, right? Or would we?
Oh, where would we get them developed?
Could be. We can have a
Oh,
little Polaroid camera, right?
Back in the
Oh,
you
hot
could have a
right.
Polaroid camera, sure. Instamatic or whatever it is.
Can we say that I have that?
Sure.
Would anybody stop me if I try to take a picture of the wound? Okay. It's for the mystery board. Click. It's pretty.
Shake
I
it,
go
shake it.
to my room, shake it. Go to my room.
Shake it
You're
like a
not supposed to
Polaroid
shake
picture.
them. You're not supposed to
It
shake
says it in the
them.
song, Elizabeth. I'm sorry.
I know.
I know, but you're not supposed to shake them.
Oh,
Uh,
My
just what
grandpa
people do.
used to get so mad at me. He was a professional photographer, though, so.
wow.
The when the sheriff arrives, we need to make sure that we have this space cleared of any potential evidence that would be indicative of extra.
So if you do sort of look around a little bit, amongst the scattered takeout boxes and junk food wrappers and whatnot, you do see a few copies of, sorry, um, a newsletter called Watch the Skies that seems to be filled with UFO information about hunting UFOs in the Tennessee area.
Any Phenomenex or whatever cards in this place?
No.
Damn, that would have been the perfect.
Right.
Because I'd have been like, why was your card? This man died. And it's you who did it, pot dealer. Get in
Wait,
the
one of
paddy
us-
wagon. Go ahead.
Wait, doesn't one of us have one of those cards?
Yes, one of you is
We could
given a card
plant-
by,
we
by
could plant
Missy.
You are right, Savakli. We can plant evidence. That's true. My heart
Oh,
hurts.
no.
My
Love
heart.
that is so good.
My heart hurts.
We're so corrupt. Jesus Christ.
Uh,
We're kind of like dark Mulder and Scully. God, as a team.
Murdy and Herrera.
So there's the Phenomenex card, and there's Watch the Skies.
Yeah, we'll take those as evidence.
Can you see them?
We will take a picture of them before we take them as evidence, and
Yeah.
we'll take a picture of the card placed where we want it to be taken as evidence.
I think we should
It's-
just like throw it next to, like, have it like peeking out from underneath the magazine,
Mm-hmm.
but like it was just like sat on there, and then like, you just set the card down, and then he was like reading the magazine or whatever, then sets the magazine on top of it. Does that make sense?
Perfection. Again,
Yeah.
my dumbass was just going to throw it on the bed and take a picture of it. So that's
I figured you were going to staple it to the wound.
Yeah, I'll save it to the guy. Why was this there? You did it. Busted. Get fucked, loser. You're going in a goddamn prison cell or jail
Got
cell for
him.
now.
You were rude to me. You're going to jail for murder.
And then
Now I'm searching your van.
I hire guys on the
Oh.
inside to beat the shit out of it.
We're
my
going
God,
to
it
hell,
hurts.
aren't we?
This really gives us a great. Yeah, I mean, it really gives us actually a great reason now to ask for a warrant for that van. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, for not being a cop, McMurdy's doing a pretty good job.
I don't like cops.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Can have a little cop as a treat.
So
I don't like cops, he said, as he did the most cop shit.
so hold on. Pause for a
As
second.
he's putting on his NYPD uniform.
Let me explain McMurdy's logic, okay? Real quick. Cops do this shit to protect their own and also to protect themselves and to fucking fuck with people that don't deserve it. We are doing it because we are trying to protect the wider knowledge base from being injected with a massively crazy thing. Now, me personally, I would be like, fine, fuck it. Let's just take the pictures and send it to, whoever. Let's get the info out there. But McMurdy is of the mind that he wasn't able to deal with it. And he actually saw it. I didn't. He wasn't able to deal with it. It's probably the case that a lot of people aren't going to be able to deal with it. A lot more than would be able to deal with it in his mind. So that's his position. He's doing good. He's protecting people from themselves.
The greater good. The greater good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's an asshole.
Whatever helps him sleep at night, which, by the way, really great for protecting your sanity, by the way.
Yeah, I kind of jealous right now.
Aurora looks around. Wait a minute. Where's the professor?
Where are you exactly right now, folks?
I would be securing a first aid kit either in this space or in the front office and actually bandaging my wound a bit.
Well-
Making sure that the crime scene is
So you're still in the room?
protected. Yeah.
Herrera, are you in the room still?
I would not want to be in the room. Wait. I'm sorry. Kamarov, you're in the room?
Yeah.
Okay, then I think I would be with you.
Okay, so McMurtry, as you're sort of exiting the room, you're about to sort of look for some first aid stuff, which, by the way, Kamarov would always have with her in her supplies. Phoebe's out there with her arms crossed, and she's looking in and say, "Is everything okay in there?"
Yeah, it's fine. Just get back to your business. It's no big deal. Do you got any first aid? Can you show me where that's at?
Well, yeah, I think I have some bandages up front, but I didn't tell you before. I forgot that Adams also rented out the adjoining room as well.
I turn around and I walk back in. Okay, thanks, ma'am. The door in the middle divide there, that works, right?
Well, you have the keys for the other door as well,
Yeah.
Oh,
for the
okay,
front door.
then I'll ask her for those and I'll head on over.
Yeah.
Before I do,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna walk back to our 4 lot because it's not too far away, and just pound on Palmer's door, and then I'll walk back to where I was headed.
Palmer will open the door.
Oh, I'm not there.
I know, but he opening the door, squinting out. looking around, and if I can see anybody down the row of rooms, he'll be like, so, "Sorry, I must have overslept. I'm gonna take a shower, and then I'll be right out."
No time for that, I would say, as I'm kind of unlocking the door. Just come on out.
All right.
And
Get dressed and come out. I was really hoping somebody would freak out about me taking a shower with, alien in the tubes, but it's fine.
popping the door open, I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm just going to check.
Oh,
and
so you're
clear.
just gonna go to the door and you're just gonna unlock it.
Yep, and then breach and clear. Kind of check the corners.
You hear a young woman scream as you open the door.
Oh. And I would turn and come back outside, and I say, "You said he rented it out. You didn't say he had a companion."
I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Ma'am, sorry. I'm gonna
So
start.
in front of you, you see.
I assume she's screaming for modesty, so it's like.
No. She's screaming because she basically opened the door and you breached it with your gun. You basically what you said, doing the same thing, right?
Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah. So she looks to be about 18 years old. She's wearing torn jeans and a Metallica T-shirt. Except she's wearing it looks like a very large one because you could see that she's quite pregnant.
Do I recognize her?
Jeannie.
Because I studied the pictures back at her house.
It looks like Jane, yeah.
I put my gun away and kind of step back to the door and kind of say, "Okay, we'll try this again."
Who are you? Who are you?
I shut the door and I knock at the door.
Oh god.
And she would say through the door, "Mister, what do you got that gun for?"
Because I'm
I'm scared.
an officer of the law, ma'am. I am Agent McMurdy. I would like to ask you some questions. And I would yell, "Hey, camera off!"
Show me your ID. Show me your
Yeah,
ID.
sure. And I would hold it up to the little eye hole.
Mm-hmm.
She'll go over.
You go, okay, and after a moment, you hear her open the door,
Janie,
and then she sort of backs away, and sits on the bed.
Yep.
Yes. How do you know my name?
I'd step inside. Well, talk to your parents and talk to your boyfriend. I've had some conversations with
Billy Ray.
Yep.
And I look at it's almost like looking for acknowledgement because he's like, "I don't remember that kid's stupid name," and then looks back at her like, "Yeah, Billy Ray, we talked to him."
How is Billy Ray? I do worry about him so.
Not good. And well, I got some questions for you since you were the last person who saw him before whatever happened to him.
Okay, go ahead.
Tell me about that night.
I mean, it was just, just like any other night. We just hung out together, listened to some music, and have a little fun.
Mm-hmm.
And he went home like 9 o'clock or so, and that's the last I saw him for several days. I was worried about it.
I'm gonna put some stuff on the table here for you real quick, just so you understand the severity of the situation we're in, Miss Jane.
Because Mister, do you have anything to eat? I'm so hungry.
We'll deal with that in a minute.
That man, Mr. Adams, he was kind enough to let me stay here when I explained my problem, but he hasn't brought me food in a while.
What is your problem?
I would like Palmer to have walked in around this time, finally being dressed.
And then Cameron's like looking at McMurdy like, you know what the problem is.
And then she looks at her big belly. So you're in the room, camera off?
Yeah.
Okay. She looks about 6. She looks 6 months pregnant to you.
Yeah.
Okay. And she says, "Mister, I only took that pregnancy test 3 weeks ago. I only find out I was pregnant."
I was gonna say.
I don't understand what's
3 weeks
happening
ago when she
to me.
wrote about it.
I just feel so sick all the time, and I'm so hungry, and this is not normal. I
Do
got
you have
so
any
worried.
pain
Well,
on top
well,
of the
yeah.
sickness?
I mean, no, not so much.
Mm.
Not so much. No, I mean,
Well, that's
sort of
good.
in the sort of some down there, but I mean, it's okay. I just hungry. Just so hungry.
Oh no,
Hungry, huh?
She's a goner.
Okay,
I
well,
would say.
um, so just so you understand the situation very clearly, sheriff's incoming. Your friend Mr. Adams is no longer with us, and we're going to be taking you with us to get to the bottom of your problem. Okay? We're going to help you the best way we can. We're going to make sure that you and everyone is safe.
Oh,
Hopefully, we can reunite you with Billy once we
you're a
figure out what
you're a
everything
doctor.
is.
You a doctor?
I am.
Well, I really could use doctor's help. Mr. Adams, he's real nice, but take me in and all, but I haven't seen him in days.
Like I said,
Oh,
he's no longer with us, and that's just that, Miss Janie. Sorry.
You're very blunt, sir.
That's
he is.
right. Um,
Not
You're,
necessarily a
and, you,
bad
and,
thing.
and you're kind of scary too.
I apologize for being scary.
I'd rather go with her.
Well,
He
we're
points to
together,
Deborah.
so technically we're all gonna go the same place, and we're gonna do that right now. You okay with that?
I guess so.
Go ahead and situate yourself and get what you need. We're gonna be driving for a little bit.
Okay. And she goes over to a backpack and starts throwing things into it.
I'll look at camera off and kind of like hold my hand out. Oh.
And cell phone.
Takes it, walks outside, and I'll call back to head office.
Okay. You get through to Derringer.
Hey, Derringer, it's Murdy. We found the girlfriend from the target. She appears to be afflicted in a similar way, except she's with child, and it seems to be problematic. We're going to bring her back to head office.
That's definitely for the best. We're still analyzing Spivey's protomatter cells. Hope to have more information to you soon. We'll reach out with Courier if we know more.
Got it. See you soon. Bye. Click.
Love you. Bye.
Oh, I miss you. I'll leave her to them for a little bit while I'm doing that. So yeah.
Okay, so eventually the police arrive to collect the body. Is that what you want to have happen?
No. What I want is I want their body carrying wagon, and I'm gonna kick everybody out of it and take it from them. I'm going to requisition their ambulance or morgue van, and then
This is highly irregular, sir. This is the
Probably
property
the
of
only one that the
Roversville.
county has.
So this is a federal case, and it involves murder now, and definitely trafficking. And I understand it's irregular, but we need to make sure that this body is properly examined. I don't trust your group to do that. So we have to do drug screenings. We have to do.
I'm really offended by that.
Yeah, Palmer will hear this all going on and kind of wander over, looking still vaguely hungover, even though he didn't drink. You'll have to excuse my friend. He doesn't speak small town. I know this is irregular, but sir, you gotta understand. Look at it this way: if we take it ourselves, that's fewer people that are going to ask questions about what happened here. And I know you were really concerned earlier about all these rumors going around town. Best if we move the thing so that you don't have people gossiping station?
You want to do me?
Very well, sir.
You
But
wanna-
we're going to be conducting the investigation of the scene itself,
Oh,
and we
absolutely.
really would appreciate information about the body when you have it, so we could be
Yeah.
on the same page.
Of course.
We'll pass
Of course,
over some.
working together.
We'll pass over some photos, the ones that we took duplicates of that would have been kind of ones we're okay showing. And then I would say to him,
We'll expect you to return that van forthwith.
of course, this photo here, and I would kind of flip through the Polaroids and show him the one of the card of the Phenomenex. And I'd
Yeah.
say, I think these people were in a similar business and they took out the competition. I spoke to them this morning. They knew we were federal agents and were coming down on us with video recordings, trying to be very aggressive. What I would like for you to do is, if you can, get a warrant for them drawn up, and if you can, collect them forthwith and put them in a cell until we get back.
I will pass this along to the sheriff, and we will take this matter up from there.
Of course,
We appreciate it.
we will take the body, all of the evidence, everything about the entire crime scene that would be incriminating, and then we will put Janie in the front with whoever is driving, probably me, unless somebody else wants to do it. I think you can fit 3 people in the front in an EMT, right?
Before we do,
Probably.
while everybody else is gathering up, Palmer will walk over to the is he the deputy, or what is his official title, since he was talking about talking to the sheriff? I thought he was the sheriff. But Palmer will ask them to let Janie's mom know that she's okay and just going to get a checkup.
Well, is she okay? No.
As far as they need to
Really
know.
care, but
Phoebe is just, when you see her, she's just, her mouth is hanging open. So, can't believe this.
thank you so much for your help, Phoebe.
I'm not cleaning that up. Tell you right now.
You won't
Yeah.
need to. The police will take
They
care
don't
of
pay me
that.
enough for that.
I'm sure Merle's got a professional cleaning business in town. He'll vertical integration and all that.
If he doesn't, he better open one quick.
I will explain to Kamarov, the police are not going to clean it. They do leave it for you to clean up.
Really?
They really do.
Yeah, I sure do.
And in real life, that's a real thing.
No,
that
I know that. I know you have to call the
Okay, Kamarov doesn't.
special cleaning.
Yeah, you're gonna need to call an expert. You'll never get the smell out otherwise. I would say to Phoebe,
She just kind of scrunches up her nose. Yeah.
surprised it's the first time you've had to deal with it.
I will let Merle know. Yeah.
I'm surprised
mean,
it's the first
you
time
know.
you've had to deal with it. I'll be honest.
Small town.
We're
Yeah.
a small town.
Motel.
Well, and she's 19, so she probably hasn't been working there that long.
Now Merle probably has had himself a
Yeah,
fair
Merle.
share of people at the end of their rope.
Yeah, Merle's probably got somebody on speed dial to
Yeah,
take care
he's
of
got a
his
fucking guy.
issues.
Alien infested suicides.
You might
It's gonna
want
be the
to.
first time they're cleaning that up, but they've cleaned up a couple bodies that he's left behind. I'm sure.
You might want to
Pour
check the
some
pipes.
peroxide down the drain.
I'm sure Merle's
Yeah.
a very nice man. Not at all
Okay.
a criminal.
So, let's see. Herrera, you have in your possession one Apple PowerBook.
Oh, okay. So here's I want to kind of quick recap. So, John, you were saying that we are like gathering everything and putting into what
Into the EMT vehicle, and we're going to drive
Okay.
off. Now, what I'm thinking is that someone drives my car, and then I drive the EMT vehicle. Now, Janie can go either in the car that's in my rental, or she can go in the EMT vehicle. Obviously, more comfortable for her to go in the car. Being inside of a medical vehicle is probably not the vibe.
The stink of the corpse.
Right. But I want to make sure that whoever is with her understands that it could turn on a dime, so you need to be ready. And that's kind of why, like, somebody else wants to drive the, because she's probably going to be afraid of me, right? We're already, that's already on the level. So
It's
Yeah.
already established.
me being there, I just need to be the driver, whatever vehicle she's in. Someone else could be in there to like be the caregiver, but then someone else will have to drive the EMT with a corpse in it.
Why don't I drive your vehicle and Janie can ride with me and the doctor here.
Okay.
That works for me.
And then Herrera, if you want to sit in the
Start
back
asking some questions.
with the corpse,
Sit in the back.
or if you want to sit up here, either way works.
So I either have to sit with the corpse or with McMurdy.
Which one is worse?
Boy.
Which do you choose?
I'm gonna
No.
tell you up front. If you're planning on doing any research with that computer, probably better to do it in the back. They have cord connections. They have better seating. But again, you could probably do all that up here too if you want. But out of character, yeah, just above the table. The EMT seats, like in the back, like pretty comfy for the people who are actually doing the work.
I really don't want to sit with the corpse.
That's a fair. That's a fair. Yeah.
Congratulations, McMurdy. You're slightly less bad than a dead body that stinks.
So I really didn't even want to ride in the EMT, but
You don't
I
have
will.
to. It's
Yeah.
fine. You can
You
go
can
in the
stay
car.
behind if
No.
you want to.
Like, oh yeah, just stay behind so that thing can get you from the sewers. No,
Or
So-
the three of well, I guess the four of us.
Yeah.
no,
Can
Herrera
go
will ride
in
with
the car.
McMurdy. Herrera will
What?
ride next to McMurdy.
It is probably smart for us to be in pairs in case, the body decides to try and stab McMurdy again.
And then and I don't know that I'd necessarily be doing research while we drive on the on the laptop. I would want to wait until we're somewhere very private.
Okay.
So let's say that by the time you get started, it's probably about 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Fair?
Okay.
Okay. It takes several hours to get to Knoxville. There's some time to get things situated and several hours to drive back.
Okay.
Is there anything? I don't want to stop you from doing anything you want to do, just giving you that information.
When we are dropping off both the corpse and Jeannie, Kamroff will want to make sure that Jeannie feels comfortable before she leaves. Like introduce her to the whatever doctor or whatever.
Yeah. So since McMurdy sort of told Derringer what was going on with Janie, he has arranged a medical facility, and so you could sort of hand her off to the doctors who have just a fine bedside manner and are just fine and are not sociopaths like McMurdy, and treat her just fine.
Well, while we are driving to there, Palmer will try and make some conversation with her to get a little more info about that night because it seems kind of like a missed opportunity to just hand her off. So,
Yeah.
No, you're right.
uh,
What do you want to ask her?
Good. So, what? I'm sorry to ask you about Billy Ray. I know you've had a rough time, but you will get to see him here soon. I'm just curious. We're trying to reconstruct what happened the couple days he was missing. Can you just tell me like what the last part you remember like of that night with him?
Yeah, I mean, it was just like any other time we were together. We were just listening to some music in my bedroom, just hanging out. Um, like we've been boyfriend and girlfriend for a while now. We're kind of serious with each other. Nothing special.
Yeah.
And he left to go home, and that was it. So there was really nothing different than any other time.
He said
Okay,
he was
just-
going straight home.
Yeah, he's going straight home. But then I heard from his mom the next day saying he hadn't shown up. And so we were also worried about him.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mystery where he was for those couple of days. You don't you ever had anything like that happen with you where it's kind of lost track of a couple of days? I know being in school, sometimes it can feel like, a few days pass in the blink of an eye when you got a deadline, but no, nothing quite like it sounds like Billy Ray went through, huh?
Nope. No, not that I can remember.
I guess that makes sense. If you could remember it, it wouldn't be much of a mystery, right?
That makes sense, sir. Yeah.
Eh, Stuck in this car forever. What do you think about all those people seeing the lights up there?
I mean, I hear that sometimes people saw lights.
You know anybody that's seen them? I mean,
I mean,
your
some of the
kids
some of
up
the
at the
it,
reservoir all the time.
yeah, sometimes up at the reservoir, things are real dark up there. Sometimes people say they see lights in the sky.
Hmm. But you never seen them?
I mean, I don't think so. I never seen them myself, no, but some Billy Ray says sometimes he might see lights.
Hmm. 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 Yeah, I mean, it seems so bizarre to me that so many people seem to have seen these lights, and I haven't met a single one of them in that town yet. Everybody seems to know somebody that knows somebody seen them, but hmm. How do you like Groversville, anyways?
Oh, it's a nice town. I mean, it's a small town. Someday I hope to maybe go to the big city. Maybe even I can make it to Knoxville.
Hmm. Well, in a way, you will be here in a little bit, but trying to go
Oh,
to school to get out of the town, or
yeah, maybe something more exciting.
what do you study?
Uh, I study psychology.
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I'm a different kind of doctor than my friend here. Not big in psychology, but maybe are you doing your associates or something at that community college?
That's right, sir.
Yeah. Well, maybe after you're done with that, you can look me up, and I can write you a nice letter of recommendation to somewhere as a
Oh,
little bit
okay.
of a make good for all this terrible stuff you've been going through.
And then she looks down at her belly and she seems a little distracted. Oh, thank you, sir.
Carry on.
I have a question above the table, real quick.
Sure.
Mhm.
Did we ever find out why she was staying with Adams?
No, not yet. That is a question that's
Okay.
on the top of my head. I was actually gonna say in the other car, I would like to two things. First thing is very simple and easy. I would presume that I'm in the lead. I've got the lead car position. You guys are following me. So I'd pull up to a McDonald's and I would basically roll down the window once we got in the drive-through line and yell back, "Whatever she wants." And then I would order food for us in our EMT.
Does she hear this? Is she in the
Yeah.
car?
I presume so. I roll my
Yeah.
window
I would,
down.
I would,
I'll
I would like
relay that
three,
back.
3 Big Macs, please.
All right.
And then that we get
Surprised
the
it's only three,
food.
to be honest.
We get the food.
He
We
just starts
above the table.
eating. He just starts eating.
Yeah.
stuff it in the child, and then also have our own food. But while I'm shuffling fries in the carton into my face, or got the wrap hold on the burger, I'd say to Herrera, "All right, your thoughts."
Well, something clearly horrible happened to that boy, this girl, and Adams. Something dangerous, something inexplicable,
It's like
and I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do about it.
it's like some sort of-
Whoopsies. That's my bad, Liz.
Okay, I was like, is
Scrap
this
that.
like a
Cosmetology.
story, a
No.
story thing, or
No, that's me not remembering. So yeah, she was
okay,
cosmetology. Thank you for that reminder.
cosmopolitan.
Cosmopolitan cosmetology.
Fuck a
Well, she
fancy
can
bag.
use cosmopolitan.
One of those hair salons in the big city.
Is that an ice
How about
cream
that?
That's an ice
That's
cream.
Neapolitan.
Oh, Neapolitan.
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 Cosmopolitan is a drink.
I'm gonna be 100%
Thanks.
real with
And,
you. Ever
Thanks for
since
that
you
catch.
said a la mode on that pie, I have been thinking about ice cream nonstop. So, okay. Anyway,
I do think that John's question was a good one, so maybe Palmer would, after a while, ask how she ended up staying
Yeah. So,
next to Adams.
and she would say, "Oh, yeah, I was at the Double R one day. I was just so hungry, and I was eating, and I was also crying. And this nice man in the booth next to me came up. He started talking, and I explained. I just wanted to get off my chest, so I explained what was going on, and he said that he could help me, and that he had a room maybe that I could stay in while we figure this out. That was Mr.
Ye-
Adams. And then she's like, I'm so sad he's gone. He was nice to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Did he ever like say how he was planning on helping you? Did he know somebody or ever get to the point where he's sharing a plan with you?
No, 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 sir.
Alright.
He did not.
Hmm. Just gave you the room to stay in while you're trying to sort this out and really talk to you
Yeah,
otherwise after that.
I was just afraid. I was afraid to go home. I don't know how to explain what happened to me.
Hmm. Well, hopefully we'll be somebody be able to help you with that here soon.
I hope so. I feel like I'm about to explode.
Well, that's probably the 3 Big Macs.
Are there any more?
You can have the rest of my fries. That's
McMurdy would respond to Herrera's statement and say, yeah, my thought is how this individual was trying to help her and died, and apparently whatever it is needs a host. I'm gonna have myself deconned when we get back to Knoxville, because I don't know. I mean, I got hit by it, and yeah, we don't know how it operates, so I might be infected or something.
how do you feel about being in that car now?
Herrera, just
Herrera is like that meme of that kid going, okay, and then now this is Herrera now. Yes, well,
I promise.
I'm sure that it's a risk. We all took a risk coming out here and taking this job, obviously. So yeah, I hope that you're okay, obviously. Um,
If anything starts to change, I'll pull over and I'll move away from the vehicle, and you can just drive off. Okay?
right. I worry about the baby.
Oh, right.
Oh, that thing.
Got it. So I was right, kind of. Does seem that they both got what he got, what Billy Ray got. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it was at the same time and that's why she doesn't remember, or later on down the road. Hopefully, Palmer and Kamarov can get it out of her in the car. But
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
probably not going to be good for her. So hopefully they give her a lot
Probably.
of hope to shatter. That's it for her, me, and
Okay. So you would drop off the body, Janie, any of the other items that you took with you, and make the ride back to Groversville?
do we have any last call questions for Janie? Anything we need to know?
While we're unpacking and assume she is getting ready to be taken in, Palmer would give a quick recap of the conversation. Sounds like she doesn't know anything about what Adams was doing, but maybe there's something on that fancy computer.
Let's go ahead and look up that while we're here on site.
They gotta have computer experts here, right?
Herrera
Yeah.
is the person who would probably be able to help with that.
Honey, I'm the expert here.
Oh,
Well, I'm
I-
just saying
I barely know how to type a manuscript on there, so
we could do it here.
light years ahead of me.
I know the FBI
Yeah.
has higher KPS than
Then Merle's hideaway hut or whatever. Okay.
Skip.
So, if we can get a room, you get a workspace, an office to work on this. I don't know how would ask whoever's in charge or whatever.
Sure. Yep. So there's a room that you could use, no problem. And you fire up the computer.
Oh wait, hold
You-
on.
Oh,
We have to
okay.
set the scene because
Oh.
we need coffee. We need like a pot of coffee.
Okay.
We need a lot of we need extra packs of cigarettes. And
Okay.
then
Okay.
we also have to order takeout Chinese in little red
Yes.
boxes.
Yes.
Are we
Uh,
gonna have two people typing at the same time to speed it up, or no?
Oh yeah.
2 people typing at the same time. And so that's when we open up the laptop and start to.
Got it. Perfect. So yeah, you see Netscape Navigator and the link
Yeah.
to WordPerfect. And not sure that's probably all before your time,
Probably
but
has, no, this probably has more pages than George R. Martin's done since this story took place. So
We were there.
Just
But-
fucking finish it already.
I know, right? Herrera, you notice that the computer is not sort of locked down at all. So that's
we
really
didn't believe
kind
in
of
passwords in '96.
right. So you notice a couple of things. I'm going to give you a couple of handouts. So here is one of the first things that you learn from Adam's computer. You see this.
Yeah, but maybe it's a little too on the nose. Okay, no, I see what you're saying. They can be. I get it. All right, I'm on board. It is so obvious. These hillbillies would probably be like, "Well, that makes sense. Why didn't we think of that earlier?" Yeah.
So these are Adam's notes on like WordPerfect or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, out loud, Herrera is like, I don't understand why there's this insistence that everyone's seen a few of the lights when everyone we talk to is like says that it's crazy and they've never seen anything. This is driving me bonkers.
Yeah, but
there are a lot of people.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say I think Adams was kind of on the same page we are. Maybe
Yeah,
they talk to more people, and we agree it's not
Very
really-
weird that everybody kind of says they know somebody that's seen them, but nobody has seen them themselves that we've talked to.
No.
Right. Maybe seeing them means that you get abducted.
Well, Janie said she didn't see them, but I guess we don't know that she got abducted so much as
She's not really, she doesn't have like a full infestation like
I
Billy
guess
Rated.
I am curious who Allen, Barn, Thomas, Jacobs, and Cartwright and Anderson are.
So you would recall that Alan is Jane and Nancy, Jane's dad and Nancy's husband, and he is one of the members of the Board of Aldermen.
What was Merle's last name again when we were talking about?
Blah 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 blah.
Is it
Hold
one
on.
of those?
Wait, who?
Merle.
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 I'm
Merle
just,
Grovers.
well, canonically, that's what we made it, but I don't know
Yeah.
if that. What
Yeah,
I'm trying to get at is
let's just say he's not. Let's just say
Okay.
it's not because
'Cause-
canonically he's Grover's of the Groversville family who
I
owns
was
Groversville.
I was just trying to figure out if all of those people were aldermen or council folks, since Janie's dad is, to some extent.
Oh, that's a good angle.
Right.
So
Nothing
as
Illuminati out
You'd be
here.
able to find out easily enough.
Yeah, when we get back.
we can just like Google the website, right, of the aldermen.
Oh, sure.
They didn't have one back then for.
I know.
You gotta look it up on Lycos, you peasant.
On
nerd.
Lycos, you're right.
Gonna open the yellow pages.
What are you doing
It
looking
has
at
the
rotten.com?
little 96. Yeah, there's early internet. It has like the hit counter.
Yeah,
We
but
have to
This
go to
page
no.
has this many visits.
no, it's not that it wasn't there. It's just
And it's
that
like
like
3.
this
They
fuck
didn't
ass
have
town wouldn't have a person able to do HTML.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Webmaster.
We have to go to like the library and look at the microfiche of the newspaper
MySpace
article.
and-
No, you could just talk to anybody, any official in town, and they'd
Yeah,
be able to tell you who the aldermen are.
I don't
Yeah,
trust these freaks. They're talking
Also-
about I've never seen a light. They're talking
Also,
about
we talk to sheriff again. I speak his language. It's fine. I speak small town.
God.
It is, however, I'm trying to look at these dates on here, and I'm trying to see if there is a progression. So we have all those livestock mutilations, and around the same time period, there was one person with missing time that overlaps with that, but that rest of them are later on. There were several chopper sightings a week before we got here ish. The chopper sightings were around the time that Billy Ray was robbing gas stations and skipping town. So I don't know if that's what that is. Yeah, their crop circles was a little bit before that. So, Andy, what is today's date in the game? Are we 14th or something like that? I can't remember.
Yes. So this would be
14th,
the
yeah.
14th. Yes, it would
'Cause it
be
was Friday.
Saturday, September 14th.
So
Is
the
day
Janie
2.
piece is 3 weeks prior, so that'd be about a week before Billy Ray disappeared. So doesn't necessarily mean
3
Yeah.
weeks equals 6 months.
yes. That's yeah. And the P stands for pregnancy. I'm assuming. given
And
what they
then
said before.
Herrera, you find an additional file.
Okay.
No fuck, it's a manifesto.
I love that.
Well, and then,
Oh god, I have to read.
I love that.
well, and
it's
then that little
Go ahead.
that little thing on the top looks like it's
Can somebody read it
Oh.
out loud for us? This is what I would do.
It's English class.
I was gonna make a joke about it being a printout, and then it's like taped to Herrera's board. But
yeah,
I'll read
getting
it.
printed out on the
Yeah.
dot matrix printer.
I
Says
agree.
that I am wondering about the possibility that you want to read it. Sorry, my brain.
No,
just
you
started going.
you started. Go ahead.
No, I can stop. I'm so sorry.
I
heard
feel
you-
like you're gonna read it more engagingly than John was right there.
So,
I
okay,
don't
wait,
know.
wait.
Okay.
Yes, Liz, please.
Just gonna mute my
Okay.
mic.
Sorry, John. I'm wondering about the possibility that the brain translates information in terms of the extrasensory, and that's why it achieves intuition and common sense. Hold on, I need my glasses. For evidence of ESP or extrasensory perception, look for coincidences, especially within words of significance. If I leave you with a few words that are significant to me, personally, as examples, if you write down the word choice, underline the letters oi of of choice. Why is there an OI?
It's the code.
Oh shit, you're right. And underneath insert the binary code that's O1. Of course, you will see that the difference between the I and the 1 is of a number with no head on it.
Don't feel like you need to read the rest if you don't want to. You just get a flavor for what's going on here.
Okay. I don't know, this next paragraph looks pretty spicy. If the consciousness of it or consciousness is omnipresent or just is, or if consciousness shall we say is on open network, we would expect in one or more of the languages the word for choice to contain the binary code.
So what do you make of this?
This man was cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The word for choice to contain the binary code.
No, it's contain the binary code.
Yeah, you got to yell it. It's in caps.
If you write down the
Johnny,
word choice, underline the
you're
letters
muted.
OI of choice, and insert
Okay.
the binary code. That's O1. Of course, you'll see the difference between the I and the 1 is of a number with no head on it.
Yeah, there's some code here because we've got the zit at the top. We've got. What if we
Okay.
remove all of those letters? That's too much.
That is what
do.
you see.
He starts getting into like some crazy stuff.
Manifesto, like I said.
Yeah. If I write the word science, underline the letter I of science, write down the word genius, underline the letter I in genius, and 2 words. I don't know whether you know in the French, je suis, they spell Jessuis. They mean I am, of course. You see it is able to say, geez, you is. No, it is not about abysmal.
If this
schizo-
isn't a real code, I'm going to be so mad.
I mean, I get it. Like, I understand. I've had drugs.
All right,
You
McMurdy, break it down.
Have you had this moment, John?
How much have you smoked?
A little bit. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm obviously
He
playing
had
it up
one
a bit.
weed.
Is the reefer madness.
Oh my
All right,
god.
we all got to get in the EMT van and smoke a little before we read this again, and then it's
Yeah.
gonna make sense.
Then it'll be
fun.
locked in. But no, yeah, it doesn't make any sense for reals.
Or does it?
It
I don't know. It also explains the food chains. It also explains fission and fusion or creation of stars, galaxies, planets, rock, and then it cuts off.
I'm just wondering when this was
It
drafted.
explains it all. He knew it all.
Does it have a save date on there?
And it just ends.
What's the timestamp on the file?
Oh, shit. You're asking me information I don't have.
I need
All right.
scissors.
Well, it's not relevant. That's all I care about. What about purple flapjaw worms on scissors?
Yeah. 61. That was funnier than you probably thought.
We got it.
Yeah.
Once again, narrowing the references until nobody understands.
Perfection. So what I'm thinking here is this individual seems to have been, this is me out of character and above the table, seems to be elucidating on maybe the way this mechanism functions.
Mm.
Like, that's just me, the player. McMurray would never come up with that. But yeah, it seems like this question of omnipresent or a network seems to be some sort of hive mind, semi-blended conscience.
Yeah. So he's discovering that they might work together.
Yeah. I think something we should be looking for in the future, and it's a question we should ask every time we encounter a new NPC in Groversville, is if they look like they have a white mark on them, the insertion hole that we found on our guy. Also, we should check with the doctor's notes and see if such an insertion hole is present on not only Janie, but also.
The Billy Ray.
Wait, ready for this? You guys ready? Insertion hole.
Are you talking about anal probe? Is that what you mean?
I'm just focused on making.
Just an
Insertion hole. The entry cavity.
Penetrated by alien material.
The entry orifice, okay? However you want to refer to it. The hole what the aliens made in the man's.
I'm gonna need that
Well,
oil can.
Herrera has apparently failed too many sanity checks and is now gone.
We can call it a lesion.
A lesion. Oh, I'm not a doctor type. Maybe the
Mhm,
doctor should be talking. But yeah, we
gonna
should
go.
be looking out for that in the future because again, it seems like we got like a tail of the body snatchers kind of situation is what I'm kind of getting. But maybe there's like a connection time, like the thing needs to live in someone for a duration before it becomes the worms, becomes the muscle, becomes the tendons.
Like it is in Genie right now.
Right.
Incubating.
Well, we don't know. Yeah, incubate. Yeah, gestating.
Well, see, that's a problem for an office to deal with, and that's why I figured we'd get
Oil
it here
can.
as quickly as we can. But yeah, I think that she's a twofer.
So it's gestating in her, then it can take over her and whoever's around.
Yeah, but I think her and the baby go at the same time. If you get my drift.
Oh, I mean that's fair. I don't think that
I
the
mean-
baby is survived
I don't think
though.
it's coming out.
I don't think there's a baby in there.
Yeah.
If there's
I think
something
it's a
in there,
clump of cells. If it's 3 weeks, or even if it's like a couple of months, it's still
There's a
just
baby this.
cells.
yeah,
Who knows?
there's a whole
For
lot
all
of
we
that.
know, if we looked at it, it's an elephant.
Well,
You know what? That would be less fucked up than
Yeah.
whatever it is now.
Because there was Elephant Man, so it's like
Oh,
Oh, can it be Bat
come
Boy
on.
instead?
Bat Boy.
well, we've already
Bat
referenced Bat
Boy!
Boy in the
Classic.
chat, so I guess
It
it's
was
possible.
such a goofy musical.
Oh, I
Oh.
was thinking about just the one.
Oh
from
no, they
magazines.
turned him into a musical,
And
Iconic.
and it's goofy as hell.
Is there a mark on Billy Ray and Janie, like a white mark, like he had on his neck?
A lesion.
A lesion, some sort of insertation hole.
No.
Okay.
You're gonna keep milking this.
You see how I
For-
you see
for
how
Billy-
I stalled it and then brought it back?
For Billy Ray, that
Yep.
the analysis found as a reminder, like a network
Surgical
of
wounds.
microscopic, almost surgical marks, and it was enclosed with that matter
Was the matter
on the arm.
white, like the substance, the resin on his neck?
hmm
So he had a shit ton of holes, insertation holes. Damn, didn't get them. So, too soon. What about Janie?
Well, she needs to be examined.
Yeah,
I guess we should wait around for that, just like the initial examination. So we just have. They'll keep in contact with us. They'll call. I would ask Derringer to make sure that like this is the stuff we're talking about. I would explain what happened at the hotel from start to finish, and then say if anything comes up about Janie having a lesion of some sort or anything that's kind of matching up with what we've got here, then yeah.
Okay. Well, then Derringer says that he will send word as soon as he knows.
And then we'll head back to Roversville, I think.
So you left about 8 a.m. Takes about 4 hours to get to Knoxville. You're there for a couple of hours, and then another like 3 or 4 hours back. So we're talking 6:30-ish in the evening at this point
Yep.
on day 2. Okay. What do you want to do?
I would call and ask the sheriff if he picked up the Phenomenex guys.
We have written up that warrant. But we have not yet had an opportunity to serve it.
All right. Is it okay under your jurisdiction that if I see them before you, engage that warrant and utilize it?
We would want the person who serves the warrant to have physical copy of it.
Guess we can swing by.
Got to drop off the meat wagon, as
Yeah.
you so eloquently put it.
I don't know how we're talking. We're in different vehicles, but
With that ESP, with the binary code that connects all molecules.
we will drop off the meat wagon as I seem to be having an internal dialogue with my coworker. We're too close. We're too close.
And the sheriff is still
Why
there.
are we paying for 4 rooms? We could just have 3.
I see what you're saying.
The sheriff is still there.
Yeah.
You want to talk to him?
Yeah.
Two.
Hey, thank you for being understanding about that business this morning.
We are a small town, as you know, and it is always a tragedy when we have a death in town, even if it's from someone outside of town.
Yeah. We got your vehicle back to you. Thank you for the loan, and it does seem that this is related to what we presume to be drug trafficking. So it looks like it's outsiders, none of your own town folk, so far as to say. Might some of your town folk, especially the younger kind, might have taken to engaging with these individuals, based on what I understand from witnesses at the diner and other locations, that these individuals do approach children asking questions about alien sightings. That's their cover.
Yeah, we've heard reports of them. They haven't as yet been anything but harmless.
Well, it seems as
But
though that this murder this morning is related to the traffic that I'm talking about.
sure, but it will be prudent to bring them in for questioning.
Yeah. No, that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was sorry. Have the aldermen been bothering you and asking questions about all this? I'm sure, as the leaders of the town, they're concerned.
No, we haven't heard from the aldermen. They, pretty much keep to themselves up in town hall.
Now, what? I know Janie's dad is one of them, right?
Yep, that's right.
How many are there? Gotta have what, like just 2 for such a small town?
There's 6 of them. There's
Huh.
Allen and Barn, Thomas, Jacobs, Cartwright, and Anderson.
That seems like a lot for a small town, but I'm guessing you guys got
Well, we need
Wow.
to come to some consensus about
Hmm.
our important decision making.
who makes a choice if they're split? 6 is a weird number.
Oh, they often take the time to come to agreement. There's very little.
They don't ask Merle, do they?
Merle, no, he's just too busy making money.
Living the dream, right?
I'll say.
Well, hopefully they don't make your job any harder than it already is. I know sometimes those bureaucratic types can be a real pain.
No, they mostly keep to themselves.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I
Don't
guess
s-
that's
Don't
that's
see them
good.
much. Hmm.
Also suspicious as fuck. All right. Well, that confirms those names.
Wait, I'm sorry. We confirmed that they are.
Yes.
They're the members of the board of aldermen.
I definitely handled that so smoothly that nobody.
You handled it very smoothly. And just as a reminder, Nancy Allen, Jane's mom, said that her husband is not home much. He's rarely
Yeah.
home. He's always busy, very busy.
That's kind of why I connected that. Yeah, they're probably doing something weird. Well,
All
if
right.
they do start asking questions, I'm happy to speak with them wherever they are at.
Yep. So by this time, it's probably, let's say, 8:30 p.m. on day 2.
Mhm.
What y'all do?
I'm gonna go serve a warrant. I'll drive around town till I find these assholes. JK, they're probably not here. They probably went back to their hometown, didn't they?
I don't know. Huh. I'm really focusing on this list of things that Adams wrote down, and all of it kind of stopped around 9. Well, the last thing written on here is the helicopter stuff at 9/7, but Phoebe also said he hadn't been seen for a few days, so I mean, there could have been stuff still going on. I mean,
So Kamarov probably would have been able to tell that he had been dead for a bit.
okay.
Shit, we never asked Janie why she was living with.
Yeah, we did. She
You
was,
did.
Yeah.
yeah, it
What
was
did she
just
say?
he saw her crying at the diner, the hotel, and
Yeah.
put her up in a room. She didn't know what to do, and he was going to help her, but never
'Cause
explained
she's-
how,
Yeah,
and nothing on the.
he creep dogged her. Yeah, it's gross.
Because
Doctor.
because her baby was like being freaky.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
because she went from 3 weeks pregnant to 6 weeks or
And
6
she
months
said she was
pregnant.
afraid to go home.
Yeah.
Also afraid to go home. Okay.
Yeah, there's.
Apologies for kind of asking for a rehash, but I'm like,
No problem.
Totally
Need a
chill.
while.
We're
you're
trying.
good.
We're trying to
Assimilate
solve
the information.
Eldritch mystery.
That's right. Your agents investigate Eldritch mystery.
Out.
Wait, so this is
So,
magic, not aliens?
Could be.
I
Maybe
didn't
it's
say-
maybe
didn't
it's
say
wizard
that.
aliens,
I didn't say
John.
any such thing. That is conspiracy talk.
Well, I think warlocks would beg to differ.
Andy, I don't
The
see
Eldrazi
it.
come down.
Shit.
Fucking hell. As long as it's not the Phyrexians, we're all right.
Do we
It's
have
Emily.
any? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this Emily Hills area that his notes reference seeing choppers. I don't see that on either of the Groversville maps we had.
The maps are not complete,
Okay,
so it would probably be slightly north of town.
okay.
Yeah.
Up towards the reservoir area potentially. I mean,
So
that
these
does
are
look
all
very hilly.
potential places to investigate if you choose to do so.
Yeah.
But we know it's
I
the
almost
aldermen,
feel-
so we can just go kill them, right?
Fucking kill those guys.
JK. What were you gonna say, Tom?
Well, if it's in the evening,
Or
it's
less.
8:30. So I mean,
Oh, I
we
haven't
could.
eaten yet.
The
Well,
Yeah,
you-
diner.
other than
yeah,
that,
go ahead.
McDonald's.
We had the Chinese food.
That's true. That was probably 4 hours ago, though.
Yeah, which means I'm super hungry again. I mean, we could go hang out
You're
at the diner.
hungry
some more.
again. Have
That's a
you
very
been
90s
replaced?
joke. That's a
I
very
didn't say I
90s
was
joke.
very hungry.
The 90th joke I've ever heard.
Oh, you're going to say something, Spackly? I interrupted you. Sorry.
No, all I was saying is that's a very 90s joke.
It's a
But
very 90s.
so I think it is kind of later in the evening, and so I guess with the laptop plugging it into the network. I mean, does that do anything?
No.
Okay. I'm interested about all these phone numbers that are here. I mean, I would love to, but 8:30 is pretty late
No,
to
that's
be
after
kind of
dinner.
cold calling these people.
That's when I used to get telemarketer calls back in the 2000s.
Yeah. I mean,
We always got them in like 6.
They would always call after dinner.
I can't remember. I don't know.
Also,
So I mean,
Like Central Time.
I would make cold
is anyone
calls.
against it? Is anyone against it?
I mean, I'm not going to do the talking, but I'm for it.
We
More
could
of a
get
in-person
takeout.
talker.
Well, yeah, but we don't know who these people are or where they live.
I'm just deferring. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you mean you're scared to make the phone call?
I'm a proto-millennial, okay? Yeah,
I mean, I think it could, I think I don't know. We could grab a a couple of dinners at the diner and come back to the hotel and start calling. And if you don't want to talk, at least you can listen in and take notes, and we can sit up in my room.
If we are potentially gonna call anybody on here, I'm thinking Mr. Bud Aldrich might be the best starting point because it looks like he has gotten several missing spans of time with 1 week and then 2 weeks in between. And if it's been 2 weeks again, that means he probably would have been picked up or whatever's going on a couple days ago.
Yeah, let's get in contact with Mr. Aldrich. I mean Aldrich.
As long as he's not
And
an alderman.
as long as he's not an alderman. And so can we swing by grab, a couple
Some
of
Huckleberry pie?
sandwiches.
It did look
Huckleberry
good
pie.
last night.
Did look good. Couple of turkey sandwiches, or I don't know, whatever they
Slept
serve.
like a baby from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m.
We remember. We remember. We know.
That is just like a baby.
Yeah.
Probably
And
right.
so we set up in my room, if that's okay
So
with
if you
folks.
pick up, if you pick up sandwiches, so what do you do? Just go into the diner and order and wait for the food?
Oh, that's an even long. That's like
Just
it's
call
not gonna
ahead.
be. It's gonna be like.
No,
Oh.
Oh,
I
we have the
wanted to
phone.
give you an opportunity to interact with the diner.
Okay.
The episode's name is The Diner. I did name it that. I don't know why I named it that.
You did. Okay, that's
Because
cool.
that's
Well, we
where we were
started in
starting
the
with.
diner.
You
Yeah.
did.
Maybe.
Or we're doing more,
So,
maybe.
So in any case, at the very least, one of you needs to go, or more, one of you needs to go to pick up the food. Yeah,
I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to go pick it up?
and Flo
I
would
can
be there.
go.
Go ahead.
I can go. I mean, McMurdy, if you want to come along, because you're not going to be on the phone.
I mean, no, yeah, I'm not. Sure.
I won't say good cop, bad cop. I know you didn't like that last time.
Appreciate it.
So Flo would be there, and she'd have her trademark dangling cigarette out of her hand, and she would ring you up and have the bags of food available, and say, "Oh, so nice to see you again, hon. You make sure you come back for breakfast in the morning. We have really good flapjacks." And
Better than just coffee.
as you're grabbing your food, a man sort of he looks a little bit hesitant, but he walks up to you and he goes, "Excuse me, you're the agents, right?"
Sure.
Have we seen him before?
No,
Who's asking?
I heard you were asking around town about the strange lights and stuff. My name is Chandler Bing, um, and
Son of a
I
bitch.
just wanted, I just, and then he like leans in a little closer and he starts to talk low. He says, "Well, I just want to say that I saw the lights and I know other people that did, but there's these other folks coming around town, like reporter types and such, and they've been real scary and harassing, telling people to shut up about it.
The
Just don't say
Phenomenax?
nothing." Huh?
The Phenomenax?
No, those no, I've seen those Phenomenax people. They're also they're interested in, I mean, they seem to be very interested in the lights, and they'll talk to anybody who has seen them. But
Sorry,
these are other folk who I've heard been around town and scaring people off. They'd say, "You better shut up about that if you know it's good for you."
Who?
What?
Who? Like, do you hear what they
They-
look like, or
I
which
mean,
way they are?
they don't necessarily they don't like identify themselves. Some people that have on dark sunglasses and uh, there people get kind of spooked around here. We don't it's a little confusing what's going on. And anyway, I thought you should hear that like I've seen those lights. I know others have around town too. Some people are just afraid to stay.
Tell me more about these
Yeah.
people coming around. What are they wearing?
I mean, they look kind of normal like I say, they wear dark sunglasses and
Suits?
they dress a little nice, maybe not like
They got a tie on.
formal. Yeah, you wear tie, but yes, I hear they wear ties, but like they're just and they're not from around here. I know that because they don't talk like they're from around here. They just seem like they're threatening people, and I don't like that because
They
this
just
sits wrong
roll
with
up
me.
in cars and get out and start yelling at people, or
No, no, no. It's the people who have said they have seen the lights in the sky.
Mhm.
It's not like they just roll up to anybody to say, "You better not say." No, no, not like that. It's like if people heard you say something about that, that's the kind of people that they talk to.
So you've been talked to
Okay.
by them.
Um, well, they did come talk to me, but I just didn't like it. It didn't sit right with me. So I said, "Yes." I said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir." Then I didn't mind it none. Anyway,
Well,
I'm not gonna say nothing more about it, but I
well,
just didn't
this
feel
has been a test and you failed it. So get in the car. We're taking you down to the sheriff's office. Joking, I'm joking, I'm joking.
Ah!
No, you got me!
Wow,
Busted!
John.
Bad cop, worst cop.
Uh,
Who'd you did you were you telling people about fights like before they showed up, like right before, or days before?
No, I wasn't right then. It must have been beforehand. I mean, it's I think that these people must have their ears to the track, so they say.
Yeah, I was just curious if I know people were calling into a radio show the other night. I'm just trying to figure out if there's somebody that's telling these scary folks who's seen the license. By the way, where did you see them? Because not
Hold on a
not
second.
to
Uh, they're I typically seen them out east, but you gotta be out there watching real long, like, and sometimes with binocular. You gotta pay close attention.
is that out by some of the farms, or
It's out east. Yeah, I mean it's out there a ways.
no?
There's there's some old farms and what out there.
Okay. You hey McMurdy, should we give him a card in case they come bother him again? Because
yeah,
I'd like to talk to.
that's fine. Give this to them if you see them.
Okay, and what's on it? Just your business card?
Yeah, I give them two. One for him, one for the giving away.
Okay.
Give us a call
Oh.
and give this card to them when you see them.
Thank you, sir. That's it's a relief that you're on the case.
You watch out for anybody offering drugs out here too. Dangerous times.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Anybody else in the diner at this point that's kind of noteworthy after
No, not really.
yeah.
Yeah, not so much.
No Phenomenex van outside for John to
The harass? No.
crowbar open.
Hold on a second. You motherfucker. You harassed me first. How dare you? I'm just returning fire.
Now.
Okay, so you have your food.
Heading
You've
back to the
talked to
hotel.
Chandler Bing. You go back to the
Mhm.
hotel. Now what?
I
It's
make sure
now
to
it's
put
getting to be around 9 p.m. or so.
I make sure to put plastic utensils in the bag.
Of course. A little ketchup, little mayo.
Some condiments, sure.
Can we trust the mayo given the strange white proto material that's been rolling around out here?
that
That's how they're getting people.
is up to
Mayo
you.
packets.
Mm,
We solved the mystery.
mhm.
I doused my burger in mayo.
I knew it. All right. Well, when we get back to the room, it sounds like there are some heavies going around harassing the people that say they've seen the lights to not talk about it. So that might explain why everybody we've asked says they have not seen them.
Interesting.
To say the least.
So might people have kind of figured out that we're agents, so I don't know that they'd come knocking if one of us started talking about seeing lights, but maybe if all else fails to track them down, we can sweet talk one of the residents into starting to talk about it and letting us know when they come a calling. But
Okay.
guess it's
And- Yeah, and so we know that we don't suspect that whoever that is, you know, working with a federal agency or
I mean, I guess it's not impossible. I know they don't normally have us know others of us, but I can't imagine they'd have somebody being that heavy-handed and clumsy out here trying to cover that up while we're already here. So might be worth calling Derringer again in the morning.
Mhm.
I'd say do it
Right.
now.
Yeah, I could probably
We
do
are
it now.
at the hotel, so
I'd prefer to keep it off landlines though, and I'd toss my phone to whoever wants to make the call.
well, I meant that we're in like a private space.
Gotcha. I thought you meant the hotel phone.
No.
So yeah, so I think
Those are probably bugged.
in
By
the
Merle.
spirit of bugged by Merle.
Or by alien bugs.
Goodbye, Merle.
Thanks for
Thank-
reminding me. I don't need a shower tomorrow.
We can I think like making the phone calls, I think it is kind of getting really late. Maybe we should just call Derringer and then return to calling
Well,
our
it's
target tomorrow.
Yeah.
if we're not going to be calling around town, the gentleman that approached us said that people frequently see the lights out east. If we're not going to be calling people tonight,
Might as well drive
might be
out.
time for a stakeout. But yeah, I'll call. I can call Derringer. How do you use this?
Can you show him camera up?
She'll like peck at the numbers and show them.
I mean, my university still uses the rotary, so this is public education. All right, Palmer will call Derringer.
Y'all need more
Uh,
funding.
I agree.
That'll never happen. We can see into the
really
future.
won't.
We can see into the future.
More
As
funding for the
someone who works
anthropology
for
department,
university, it'll
honey.
never happen.
Oh, no, honey.
Anthropology. Who gives a shit? I thought
Oh,
you said
no.
archaeology.
I just gotta wait until Ancient Aliens becomes a thing, and then
Yeah, there you
I'll
go.
be set.
That's all you
But
have
yes.
to do. That's
Excuse
all you
me,
have
but
to
anthropologists also study the present.
That's true.
do.
And they
Right,
still not
Presbyterian,
getting
whatever.
funded.
That is very true, but that's a shame.
No
They do
money.
Yeah,
important
it
work.
is.
Oh yeah, no. I think
Well,
we're
of
all in
course.
agreement that they
Yeah,
deserve.
I'm just gonna moonlight on
funding.
Ancient Aliens to make money so that I can live while being a credible anthropologist. Well, no longer credible after being on Ancient Aliens. Anyways, calling Derringer.
Okay.
Just
And you get through?
past. So, can you hear me? I don't know if this thing actually worked. Hello.
Oh yeah, works just fine. Just speak
Alright,
straight
alright.
into it, sir.
No. Okay. We got approached by a citizen out here that there's some mysterious men in suits and dark glasses and whatnot harassing the folks that say they've seen lights. They're not with any agency you know of, right? Just making sure we're not stepping on anybody's toes or.
I think you know, Agent, that what we do in Delta Green is off the books in its own way. I am unclear if there are any countervailing forces, either within or outside the government. But it is very concerning, and I will use my back channels to see what I can learn. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah, we we have a few feelers out to let us know if they show up so we can get a little more info, but don't want to give up the game, so to speak, by running into another agency out here. Figured I'd let you know.
Very well. Good evening.
So, Janie, all right?
There's preliminary tests have discovered the strange proto matter material has replaced her uterus and cervix. And
Well, that doesn't sound good.
it is the child, which is growing at an alarmingly fast and unnatural rate, is likely has some or much of the proto matter as well.
Do not know why my brain went to this the first time you said that, like just right off the bat. But her uterus muscles and cervix muscles are capable of lifting a car.
I guess.
That is scary
Christ.
for a lot of reasons.
Oh no, John.
Jeez, John.
You could just shoot.
All right.
Oh,
You're canceled, John.
It's finally time to ask the question
Banned.
this week.
Canceled.
John, why are you the way that you are?
I'm so sorry.
All right. Well, with that done, I am going to hang up this phone call before McMurdy can make it any worse. And then it sounds like we are going to go watch for some light.
McBurney didn't say shit. Okay, that was just my dumbass.
I'm just-
Don't blame him for blame him for everything I did because obviously I run him. But yeah,
So I guess we are just going to have a nice long night drive.
yeah, I'll go check out those lights.
Let's go.
hold on.
Party.
Hold on.
Before I do though, I
It's
want to
too late,
make
McMurdy's already driving 100
sure
miles an hour.
to close and seal the bathtub drain, the sink drain,
Oh no.
all the drains, and I'm going to turn the water off on the cabinet faucet lock. I'm just going to
Mhm.
shut it down in my room. And yeah, I'm probably going to start smelling.
Never taking a shower again.
Not in this fucking town. And that's not even insanity. That just, I think, prudent. That's,
I mean,
That's
no,
free.
John, it's fine. It has your scent. It knows you. It'll find you.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Oh God.
And then I'll be ready.
He's just gonna shower with his gun now.
Pointing at the fucking faucet and the water is splashing on me. Motherfucker. Oh shit, it's coming from the drain.
But you know the best way to handle that is to have two guns, right? One
Yeah.
in each hand, one.
How am I gonna wash?
So I'd like you all to make search rolls.
Got it.
Okay.
Doing something constructive. Got it.
Can't roll past that first dice.
Oh, barely. Damn. Nice.
Okay. So after about 4 hours of searching, Palmer, you see in the distance to the east some many colored lights pulsing in irregular patterns in the sky.
Immediate. What the fuck is that? Pointing
Seems to
at
be it.
What?
Thought it was gonna be a complete waste of time, but no, yep.
Good find.
But
So it is
going.
12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh God. So late.
I would have probably turned around by then. But no, he said to
You
stay out
will,
late.
if you continue, you're going to need to make a. You're going to have to. It's going to cost you.
Continue.
Gonna cost
Excuse me?
you willpower.
How many?
1d4.
Roll it.
Yeah, I don't
So
sleep.
are you going to sleep or no?
I'd say I mean, been hearing about these lights all the fucking time. May as well chase them
I'm out
down.
here, and unless Palmer says to turn back, I'm not turning back.
Okay. You lose 3
Okay.
willpower
I'll take
points.
yours instead. Okay.
And let me just look up.
I fall asleep in the back seat.
Do I need to roll?
No, you all
You
are
all spooning in
suffering
the
this
back seat.
loss. Just
Oh, the
exactly the
same
same.
amount. Okay.
Good try though. You should have been able to roll your own.
Wait,
I wanna
do
roll
I
my own
suffer
anyway,
even though I
just to
fell
make sure.
asleep?
Because you're really good at rolling low.
It could have been 2.
If you fall asleep, then you do not suffer a willpower loss. It is your ability to withstand exhaustion and mental trauma.
I don't need it.
So we lose 3 or 4?
You lose 3.
Ignore Tom's roll.
That
Ignore
just
Tom.
proves how good Palmer is at never ever falling asleep.
Okay, so it's 3:00 in the morning. So what are you doing exactly?
Looking for lights.
Driving towards him.
So you're driving towards the lights?
I was
Yep.
blinded by the light.
The lights disappear behind hills to the east.
That's where we're going.
Make a sanity roll.
All of us?
Yeah, everybody who
Where
saw
are
the
we?
lights. Everybody that saw the lights.
I'm driving though, so
99. You lose all this. You lose. If you succeed, you lose 0 sanity. If you fail, you lose 1 sanity.
I lose 1.
1, just
I have
1.
69 sanity points.
Nice.
that's
Nice.
insane.
In the membrane.
No. Sanity. Insane. Never mind.
No, wait. We get it.
I was just
It's
doing,
a really good joke. It's so good,
No,
you guys.
I get you. I was just doing song
90s.
references.
Chasing
In
them.
the brain.
Going around the hill, if possible. If the road leads that way.
Hmm.
We'll be coming around the mountain.
I will go. I will drive to the location.
Well, you're trying to see the lights in the sky again.
Yeah, until we
Yeah.
get over that hill, yeah.
Yeah. And you're driving, and you're driving, and you're driving, but you don't see any more lights.
Alright, well, at least we know they do exist and they show up out around here. I guess maybe we can come back in the daylight. I don't know what the hell is even supposed to be out here.
Probably be able to see better.
I mean, must not be the first or only time they've been here since Mr. Bing told us that people saw them out here and saw them on day 1.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, our driver has died. I see.
For the 4 viewers in total, John is cracking up because of the gift that Sapakli posted.
It's Gem and the holograms. I think it's actually Gem. Today,
Yeah, it is
let's
Gem.
get an abortion. To Janie. To Janie. Oh, that's too fucking. She should. You're right. What do you think of
But
that?
it
conservative?
is Tennessee.
Yeah, no, there's no fucking way that's happening. Anyway, shit, that was a good.
Okay, so it is probably about 4 or so in the morning when you get back
We lost
to
the
the
lights.
motel. You lost the
Yeah.
lights for the evening, yeah.
Okay.
Perfect time to go to sleep then.
Yeah, so it
Might be a good idea to
Just right
check
about
that area
bedtime.
during daytime, see if there's anything
Yeah.
like landmark wise we can check out.
Yeah,
But
head
Absolutely.
back out there after sleeping a bit
sure, yeah.
and taking a shower.
Not happening.
Taking a shower.
And I'll head to bed.
Okay.
Good night, sweet dreams. Don't let the alien parasites bite.
Ha ha ha.
7 a.m. the next morning. Camera off. There's a knock on your door. That's
Whose
yours.
door?
Oh. Open
Oh,
it.
this is door.
Sorry.
And you see someone flash an FBI badge. There's a courier from Knoxville.
Mhm.
Have a few items I'd like to bring in.
All right.
Can you
she'll
call
step
in the other?
aside.
Can you call in the other agents, please?
Yeah.
And he makes
I'll-
2 trips to his car and brings in some items into the room.
She'll go get the others up.
I have like 10 minutes to go to the diner for coffee. If we're doing this now, or
I don't think that we can go after.
Come on, college boy, you can make this happen.
Well,
They
there's
got
coffees
coffee
in the
classes
lobby.
at
downstairs
10.
too.
Yeah, there's coffee in the lobby.
I don't think that really counts as coffee. That's mud water.
I'd
Phoebe would
rather
be
have it than
offended.
not.
Phoebe is doing her best.
I'm sure she is, but Merle has to make money, so it's probably just mud water.
I'm getting some. Do you want some or not?
I mean, the bad taste will wake me up if nothing else. So
Well, there you go. So Herrera would
Just
go
don't
and
put any creamer in
come
it.
back with like armfuls of black coffee. Johnny,
So-
should have just taken the whole machine.
Oh,
By the time you all get back, the courier would have brought in 6-gallon containers of. One second, make sure I get this right. I want to make sure I got this right. Ba-doo, 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 ba-doo. He brings in 6 gallons of a liquid in containers, and there are a bunch of spray bottles, and he says, Derringer wanted me to tell you that the lab has analyzed the strange protomatter substance in Spivey's body, and while not yet understanding how it works, have found a simple and reliable method for testing for its presence. These are 6 gallons of a compound that the labs rushed together. It turns a bright purple on contact with protomatter. It should help you identify people who have been altered by it, as well as locating where in town the material is kept. It's dispensed in these plastic spray bottles like window cleaner. Good luck. And then he leaves.
All right.
McMurdy, we gotta spray you down.
Yeah, go nuts. And then I would basically like reach over to Herrera's pack of cigarettes, pull one out.
So what's happening exactly, Herrera?
Well, I want to spray McMurdy and see if he's like infected or
On
like.
the chest.
Oh yeah, he's gotta like be like whoosh, and like ah.
No hair.
You know?
He hasn't shouted.
No hair on the
showered.
chest, completely
No
bare
hair,
chest.
no shower.
Yeah, but like, you know, for a 40-year-old guy, like he's still got his 6-pack kind of there, kind of showing. Like he's kind of
That's prime time television, honey.
So what, Herrera, you spray the liquid on McMurdy, and you see purple spots all over his skin.
Wow, that
You
went from
really
being
gotta
kind of like
shower.
fun and hot to being scary and horrible.
everybody's got the head. This sounds
I
gross.
mean, I guess we should maybe check ourselves too, just to make sure it's not a false positive.
Holds out hands.
Sprays on Kamarov, purple spots all over Kamarov's hands.
Oh, fuck.
Tiny purple
What?
spots.
I showered. Does that change the result?
That might have been what done it.
I have not been allowed to shower, so I will spray my arm.
It's purple spots appear all over your hand, all over your skin.
All right, well, we got to burn the town down at this point. I don't know.
It's us, isn't it?
Herrera, you notice that as you're spraying, like before it reaches the skin, the particulates of the spray turn purple in the air as it hits the skin. Does that make sense to you? Tobacco?
So
Yeah. It's in the air.
Andy,
so
why'd you
I'm
raise
not
your hand?
infected.
Did I raise my hand?
Yeah, in the Zoom.
How did I
It's
do
really
that?
funny.
Andy didn't raise their
Oh,
hand. It's
I
the
did raise my
alien.
hand.
The alien raised
It's
his
the
hand.
alien raised my hand.
Well, Zoom, like, it read you as raising your hand.
But then it shifted
AI.
everything back to where it's supposed to go.
Sorry.
Wait, does that happen with me too?
God, I
No.
hope not.
I think it's just
Aw.
it's with Andy. No, it's not happening with Andy.
What?
It is
No, it's
happening.
not.
Watch.
Oh,
Oh,
I hate it.
That's crazy.
it doesn't work for
How do
me.
I
No, it doesn't work for us.
Aw.
I think only for
Yeah.
Andy.
You gotta have a
Oh,
certain.
Andy's special.
Should we try outside?
Oh, it's because AI companion.
I turned it the fuck off.
Wait, are we in the room? Spraying?
Yeah, they wheeled all the stuff
Yeah.
in.
yeah.
Okay, so we
My
will
room's
now.
infected.
Wait, did we get their credentials?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He showed a badge to Liz.
And
It's
he
good.
Now
looked,
we
he-
spray out. Like, I want to spray just like out into the air and see
You can check him if
outside,
you want.
outdoors.
well, he's already left, right?
He's
He
already left. Yeah.
There was the sneaky, devious GM in me that was like, he just gave us, he just poisoned
Yeah,
us.
I kind of thought the same thing.
That's some shit I would do. That's some shit.
Writing
No.
that
Write that
down.
down. Write that down. Write that down.
So Andy,
John Wood.
when we spritz outdoors, does it still turn purple in the air?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So it's like just in the air.
So you're saying
So it's
that
like this doesn't even matter.
But like, so. Okay.
Well,
Where
no,
else do you?
no,
Where else
wait,
do you
wait, wait.
try it? Okay, go ahead.
Well,
I'm listening.
let me. So we know for a fact that McMurdy had contact. So when I was like spritzing him in the chest, he was not like that. Looks different than when we spritz Liz or Kemarov.
or does it look the
Is
same?
that correct, or is it just the same?
So was the wound closed? Was the wound covered? Um,
Yeah, and cleaned out before dressed. Yeah.
cleaned out. It might show just a slightly darker tinge of purple around the wound area, but it's still not. Yeah, nothing crazy.
So we can like see that okay, it made contact with the wound. It's
Mhm.
darker, so it is worth it to spray this because it can show us where there's a greater concentration,
There's a
and
delineation.
it
Yes.
has
So
shown us
so what I think what
that
you've
it's in the
learned
air.
is that the teeniest particles are in the air, larger, slightly larger, but all those small particles are on the body, and then the darkest concentration so far that you've seen is on the wound area. It's like the brightest purple
So what
Okay.
we're really looking for is dark
concentration.
purple, not
Sure.
like light purple or medium purple.
Well, and it notices any bit of proto matter, so all of it's
Right,
probably
but
gray.
the
But
darker it is in this case, because it's already in the air,
correct,
at least here,
correct.
Yeah.
is what we're really looking for.
I mean, we've been pretty much in constant contact with it or some shade of it ever since we met the kid.
Yeah.
Huh.
This is very concerning.
Telling me. I say as I gesture to my shirt that I'm buttoning up.
Herrera
Well,
starts chain smoking.
Guess we
Make it
better
feel-
get some answers.
Make
Can
it feel
you-
even more like it was transactional. How dare you, Gino?
What should we do here? Mm,
Trigger starts throwing coins at
Just bounce them off the app.
Too funny.
Liz, can you make a medicine roll?
And we're in a motel. Oh,
with vibrating beds.
oh god.
Success.
Oh, very strong success. You
Yeah.
you think to yourself, maybe it might be a good idea checking the water supply in town. Maybe the reservoir.
Mhm.
Oh, it wasn't going. It wasn't coming from. It was going to.
The reservoir.
Is that where like overflow water is kind of exported? I don't know how small towns work.
It's where the water is coming from.
The water
Yeah.
from every tap in town is fed by the reservoir.
Yeah, no, I know, I understand, but like the thing went down the drain. So like, where was it going? Like we understand the source of it's probably the water, which means we're.
I mean, it
getting-
probably doesn't understand plumbing either, so I'm sure it's
You know, I forgot. I
it-
don't know
it's
why.
Marioing its way through everything.
I don't know why I presumed it would like
Be
smarter
intelligent.
than me.
Could be.
It pulled up plumbing ways to find its way back.
In '96, it pulled up
Yeah, that's
plumbing
right.
ways on its
It's
phone.
fucking alien stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's got alien. It's got the fucking the things that the guy was ranting about.
So I guess reservoir first, and then out east.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like should waste too much time.
I miss the simpler times where I was just happy to be
Finding drugs on people.
and happy to be putting out a warrant for the arrest of some asshole with a camera.
I
I mean,
mean, we
we
might
might
run
find
into
'em.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is still time for that.
Yeah,
Never say never.
So there are several threads. Just as a reminder, there are the leads for that on Adam's computer. There is the sketchy board of aldermen. There's the lights to the east. Right. So there's several threads. But you're heading to the reservoir, and you
Yes.
drive there, and it is a sunny morning on day 3.
Sunday. So
Yeah,
everybody's
Which
at
is
church.
Sunday, September 15th. You arrive at the reservoir. What do you do?
I spray some of it into the air here before we even get close.
And it's slightly slightly more air particles you see here by the reservoir.
God damn.
What else?
So if we like scoop out some water and then like put some of the chemical on it, is it like bright purple?
It is the brightest, darkest purple you could ever imagine. And that's where we'll end tonight's episode. We're going to pick it up next
God
week for the
dang.
conclusion of Delta Green Convergence, assignment Groversville.
Are we good for next
Wait,
week,
are
or is it gonna
we
be a week out?
next week or the 11th?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, in 2 weeks.
2
Right,
weeks.
my outro.
Almost perfect. I love this style. Have a good
Yes, in
episode.
2 weeks.
We'll fix it in
Thank
post.
you.
Fix it in post. Ciao.